mean, the sword of sunlight, right?
Ah, that's fair.
Same thing.
Close enough. All right,
Ooh,
let me.
failure.
Oh.
I don't want to die.
That's bad mojo.
Balance.
Balance.
All right. Oh wow, are you guys just rolling death saves? Is that what you're doing?
The button's super sick.
Oh man, the balance is terrifying though.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, what's your next throw?
Oh weird. Why isn't Andar's sheet didn't change for me?
Oh, it changed. I just changed it back.
Okay. I was confused. You were like, nah, fam.
All of the text is redone. It's very clean.
Yes.
In
So
the
actually,
chat.
part of it is I need to actually set this to the right window real quick. But they updated the whole system of D&D in Foundry, which is what caused the glitch last time actually for us. Which is why I had to play off of a backup last time. And so I was like, well, it'll be a couple weeks until our next session. We'll take a look. And by then it should be all fixed. And it was. And so all of the mods that were reliant on the core system and stuff got updated. And now everything's refunctional again. But it transferred everything to these new sheets. And we've got the new text boxes and all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah, on mine, that the details tab, I can't click it if I navigate away from it.
The details tab.
Like the little cog.
Oh, if you go
on the right-hand side.
If you go to like a different tab, you can't go back to details?
Yeah, I mean, I can. It'll catch every once in a while. My mouse has to be in a super specific place for it.
That's weird because I'm able to click back
Really
and forth between yours. That's very odd. Maybe refresh the page?
I did.
Okay. Well then, I don't know. I'm sorry. All right.
You should probably remove a tally for his troubles.
That sounds like the right thing to do.
Amazing.
I'm trying.
All right. So let me start the music up. Now that we've got some group music.
Is it Air Genocide or Air Genocide?
Genasi.
Why didn't I try that one? Genasi.
At least
It
you
added
said
that as one of
Ganassi.
my features. Ganassi.
Yeah, that is a
Ganache.
feature.
Yeah, I don't know why. And I have 6 fairy traits.
That was on me. I was trying to give you your race.
You gave me a lot of this.
And it wasn't because there's a race slot. I was actually
Yeah.
that's funny because I was talking to Hermes about that last night.
Yeah.
There's a race slot and I was trying to add your race to it and it wouldn't go. I was like, oh, it only does. Oh wow, that pops it in the whole chat for everyone, doesn't it? But
everybody knows that I'm a fairy now.
Spoilers, jeez.
The whole time I thought you were a humanoid charlatan.
But
Fighting for faith the whole time.
yeah, there's a slot for race, and it only does the SRD races. And so I was trying to add because we have all the other races from the D&D Beyond stuff that's hooked up. But when I would add it, it wouldn't go in the race slot. I didn't realize that it was adding to your features page. That's why there was like an ass ton of them.
Yep. I was much fairies. I was a whole horde of fairy.
She was like 8 fairies and an Air Genasi.
Is
All
it
right.
fairies or is it fairy?
Fairy. I don't know. I think it's just fairies.
I think it is just fairies, but let me say a group of
If you say it with an
fairies.
accent, I think that's a catch-all. Fairy.
What's a group of fae called? A flutter of fairies is the most common collective noun used to describe a group of fairies.
There you
I
go.
love flutter. I love that.
A flutter of
Flutter
fairy.
of fairies.
Oh, flutter.
A flutter of fairies.
Come on,
Right.
fairies.
So,
Flutter your fairy.
Jesus Christ.
Should
All
we
right.
need a-
So you guys left off. We are currently at the Wizard of Wines winery. Also, Andy says that we all look very good today. And Cam the Ram, I'm glad. We're a big fan of that mystery drink here.
That mystery drink, yep.
But yes, we left off at the Wizard of Wines winery. You guys have long rested. It is raining heavily outside and doesn't appear to be letting up anytime soon. You guys have decided that you are going to make your way across the Sphalit Road, working your way back towards Valaki, and then veer off at the fork, which I can show here, in order to make your way south to Argynvostholt here. Oh, did it not? No, it did. I'm just silly. Alright. In order to make your way to Argynvostholt here and further south. And then from Argynvostholt, head south to the Berez Swamp, where you know that Baba Lysaga and her moving hut are located somewhere in the swamps, as well as the ruins of Berez, where you have learned that Mayrina once dwelled. You guys wake up to the sound of heavy pouring rain, still constant outside. You did manage to have an uninterrupted night. And with that, we will begin our session of Curse of Strahd. Dun dun dun. Alright.
Ah.
So. The air is humid and damp. The stone is cold underneath your bedrolls. No one lit a fire, so you're all a little bit chilled. Got that kind of achiness in your bones. But you have been relatively undisturbed.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Mim conspicuously has a cup of tea that you don't know where it came from.
Yep. I know these things.
Morning.
I'm just surprised we made it through a restful night, to be honest with you.
Irina's like slowly rolling up her bedroll and packing up her stuff and kind of cinching everything onto her pack. Well, if the Mardikovs have managed to survive this long, they must have either some kind of protection or know their way around the place.
Dude, if it rains anymore, we're going to need that rowboat.
Out the window, you can see that the rain has kind of started to gather in large puddles. It's getting to the point that the water, the dirt can't support any more water, and now things are starting to puddle and pool.
Above table, was there anything else we needed to do here, or were we just resting and then gonna leave? I don't remember.
Resting
guys-
and leaving, I think.
You guys had come to speak to Davian, but you have done so. Unless you guys had any other information that you needed. Or wanted, rather.
I think I'm hunky-dory.
Alright.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see the landing page, by the way?
Oh, see.
That's
the
weird. You're still on the landing page, but everyone else is not. Let me...
Come back to us.
He was looking out for those rolls.
I must be on Internet Explorer because when he said "Welcome to Curse of Strahd," that's when the landing page loaded for me. Like it went back from the other thing.
No, that was true. I did put it back.
That was legit.
Oh,
That was the thing. I did switch it back there at that moment.
well, okay.
Yeah. But then I switched
you
it
got
back to the winery, and
Left you there.
for some reason it didn't bring you along. In fact, I can't seem to get you off the landing page, and now I think Andar might be stuck there too.
Oh fuck.
Can both of you guys refresh for me?
I'm at 99% right now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm at 100.
There we go.
Okay, I'm back in.
Cool. We're good. Although on my screen there's a little floating Curse of Strahd in the winery. Is that the case? It's there. What the? Oh no! It's created a shortcut. Hold on.
I don't want that shortcut. Thank you.
Let me get rid of that.
I don't know.
How did that even happen?
Glorious portal.
I have never seen that. Here, delete. That's hilarious. Oh, it's because I tried to drag Sten.
Oh.
And then I must have, I guess I can drag the scene. That's so funny.
Gotta open a rift in the middle of the winery.
But now Sten's back stuck at the landing.
It's true. I think it's a great portrait.
All right, anyway, we'll go to the map. You guys, well, we can speed ahead a little bit. You guys leave, correct? Unless,
Yes.
all right. We'll head to the map. Hopefully that brings everyone along. It looks like everyone's in. All right. So, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with scene switching today. Because on the OBS scene version, the map had the background of the Wizardry of Wines behind the map. All right. Anyway, so you guys pack up your things. You head out into the rain. It is once again pouring. Thick, heavy drops. Matting your hair. Like, almost impacting as if, like you can feel the impact on your, through your clothes with each drop. But you guys gather up your belongings and head out into the forest. And start working your way along the Spalach Road. For hours, you work your way down the path, the mud coating your thighs. Well, not your thighs, your calves, everything below your knees.
And my waist.
The water weighing you down, your feet sucking in the mud with this. As you try and put one foot in front of the other, it's exhausting. Your legs are burning. Mim can't fly for more than a few feet at a time without her wings getting battered.
I probably would have went to Andar. But yeah.
I'll just roll my eyes and gesture for you to hop on my back.
Andar's managing to stay dry, but even with his feet, his body dry from the rain, the mud is sucking at his boots, and
I could freeze the water under my feet as I'm walking on it.
Oh my god, he's fucking Elsa.
I stand corrected. Andar is making a staggered walkway everywhere he goes as he walks from place to place.
My mom went to Frozone.
Although walking on the frozen mud can be very uneven, and his ankles get a little sore as time goes on. Basically a very long, rugged hike for him. But you guys...
Your cloak wouldn't happen to have a change of clothes patch, would it?
No. Just, what do I have left? Just a picture of a ladder and a boat.
Glad you got what I was putting down. Hell yeah.
So, you guys travel all day. The rain, the steady, heavy drops of rain, the mud, the anxiety that comes with the thick fog that surrounds you and the kind of whispers of the forest. You guys are on edge waiting for an ambush, waiting for something to come along the road, waiting for Strahd's inevitable wrath to reach you. But hours and hours and hours go by, and you're greeted by nothing but heavy pelting drops of rainfall and aching thighs, feet, and hips as you work your way down the road until the sky begins to darken and you realize that night is falling. You have made it a couple miles from where the bridge north to Kresk crosses the river, and just a little ways beyond said bridge is the fork in the road that winds down to Selenka Pass and Mount Gakis, and the eastern fork that heads towards Valaki, the Vistani camp, and Argynvostholt, your eventual destination.
I think as night falls, I'm going to summon the sword and clip it to my side.
Cool.
Should anything arise.
You do so. The rain has not let up. It is thick and heavy. And the fog is also particularly thick. For most of the day, you have not had more visibility than about 15 to 20 feet in front of you, and as you've gotten further into the afternoon and evening and now nightfall, it has encroached to the point that you have maybe 10 to 15 feet visibility around you at any given point in time.
Lovely.
In fact, it's so thick that the wisping of the wind and the mist as it rolls can create eerie shadows of the trees and shapes that have put you slightly on edge. What do you guys do? You can set up camp. You can keep trying to push into the night.
Does rain count as running water? Like a river? Technically?
No.
Same. Okay. I was like, this rain's perfect. Let's go get Strahd. No. What time is it roughly? Like it's dark. Like dark.
Roll me a survival check.
Yeah, you can't tell. Everything's just dark. I would if I could, you know. Pop out my character sheet. Hold on a second. Six.
All right, a 7 total.
Well, 7, yeah.
It's tough. You're exhausted. It's been a slog of a day. And you've never sat still for so long. You've been very restless on Andar's shoulder and kind of fidgety, and Andar had very little patience for it, so you've been doing your best to hold yourself still as much as possible, but you've been flicking and fluttering your wings in agitation, trying to be respectful of his space. And you kind of forgot to focus on how much time had passed. You were just desperately trying to keep yourself under some sort of control. It's getting dark, and you're like, oh my god, this is the worst. This is one of the longest days of my entire life. I can't fly, I can't move.
I also feel anxious that I can't, like, go high and see further out from us. So I'm used to that, so... I'm not a...
Or if you were forced to hide, you would probably have to do so by ground.
Yeah.
And these have all been things that have been playing through your mind throughout the day.
Yep. Not in a good mood.
Why haven't we
Is
reached
anybody
the
else
bridge?
tired?
I mean, trekking through this mud has not been fun. Shouldn't we
Yes,
have
I
reached the
imagine
bridge
not.
by now?
Well, it can't be that much further, right?
Oh, for all we know, it's about 35 feet ahead of us.
Well, let's go 35 more feet, and then if it's not there, we'll go 35 more feet after that. And then we'll
Terrible
reassess the situation. Did you think that's a terrible idea? Or
No.
not a terrible? Oh.
I guess
like-
I could actually help with that a bit. I'll summon Shadow Alistair 30 feet ahead of us.
Cool. You cannot see him.
Figured. But
Your shadow extends out into the fog and then vanishes into the fog.
well, theoretically he's out there.
You hear this. You
If-
feel this kind of tickle in the back of your brain, like
Okay, yeah, he's out there.
there's almost a tinge of confusion and annoyance in the tickle.
He's out there, and he's still an a-hole.
There's a smoldering in the tickle.
Hey, Alistair, isn't he technically a part of you?
That's not lost on me.
Irina kind of chuckles to herself at that. Well,
So,
we could try and push ahead to the bridge, but if we were, it would put us a number of hours into nightfall.
oh.
At least looking at the map.
I'm surprised you even know where we are. With all this fog and rain, I can't make one tree from the other.
I'm just estimating. I mean, based off of
Yes.
our travel time, assuming that we're anywhere near where we would normally be.
We've really been traveling that long. I've just been watching Mim get flustered. Kind of lost track of time.
I'm not flustered. I'm fine. And I'm like twitching.
You've been kicking your legs as if you were flying.
You know what?
Oh, has she?
I'm sorry.
Well, Irina kind of like ducks under the closest tree she can find. What's the plan? Are we bedding down or are we pushing for the bridge?
I don't think we should walk too much further in this in the dark. We're already tired.
I think we set up a place now so it gets dry while we're getting ready for bed.
All right. And are you doing tiny hut, I presume?
Yeah, I'll step off the trail a little bit. Make a nice ice patch under me to sit on so I don't sit in the mud.
All right.
I guess I'll
Tiny hut.
hop off.
Everyone kind of waits quietly while Andar pops up tiny hut, and after a few minutes, a dome appears over everyone, and the rain kind of becomes a little more muffled. Suddenly, the air isn't so chill and brisk, and there's a slight sense of warmth again.
So in Tiny Hut, it does say it's dry. Does that also include the ground?
It will dry, but it is not instantly dry.
Can you prestidigitation it dry?
You can cast Shape Water and push all the water out.
That also could work.
Is
do
it a
that.
cantrip or is okay?
It's a
Hey,
cantrip.
I need a DM ruling on something
All right.
because there's only homebrew stuff.
Okay.
Is the shadow a magical effect? Can it pass through Tiny Hut?
Ooh.
Because technically it's not, because it's a class action,
Mm-hmm.
but also it kind of is.
I'm gonna rule it this way. If one of you starts in Tiny Hut, actually, I'm gonna rule it specifically. If you start in Tiny Hut, your shadow can pass to and from. If your shadow starts in Tiny Hut, you are stuck outside.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that makes the most sense because it's technically an extension of you. So I'm going to say if you're in it, it as an extension of you can pass to or from. But if you are outside of it and it is in it, it can leave but can therefore not re-enter.
Gotcha.
Or actually, no,
Okay.
it wouldn't be able to leave because it can't pass through at all. So it would become stuck in there until it went
Interesting.
away. I would
Hopefully
say.
we never have to use that.
Hopefully that's never a thing. But I would say in this instance, I'm going to rule it as an extension of your essence, essentially.
Okay.
Where you are determines its interactions with Tiny Hut. And whatever would be the case for you will go for it. If you can't pass through Tiny Hut, then it can't pass through Tiny Hut. And if you can pass through Tiny Hut, it can pass through Tiny Hut.
Gotcha.
That seems consistent. Are you just having it stand in the road, by the way?
No, in the meantime, I'll have him come over to me. Right.
He walks over and he's kind of stomping a bit.
Yeah, we're all like that.
All right. Tiny Hut is up. You guys are inside. It is now dry ground.
hey.
Hey, Irina.
Yes.
Since we're going to this Argynvostholt thing, what's the place called again?
Argynvostholt.
Oh, that wasn't close. Sorry.
No, it's a mouthful, I know.
What should we be expecting there? I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Is this a lost place, like the temple? Or?
Well, I don't know a great deal. I've never been there myself. I know what I've read in books, but it's an abandoned castle. It's people like to joke that it's haunted, that the spirits of the order that once guarded it still inhabit it, but it historically is the site of the Order of the Silver Dragon, which was a sort of palladic order of knights. They served their Lord Argynvost, who was a wealthy, I'm not sure what to call him. He was a noble. He was a warrior. But he came to Barovia before Strahd ever arrived and built the castle in his own name. And then used his resources to essentially recruit knights of noble and valiant temperament and bring them here to serve under his banner. I don't really know why he chose here or what his motivation was. Maybe he just loved it here, but historically his order helped maintain peace in the realm and promote good in the valley. And then when Strahd invaded, they viewed him as a hostile force. They went to took up arms against him, and at first made decent progress, but Strahd brought reinforcements with him from his homeland, and unfortunately the Knight's Order was overwhelmed, and Argynvostholt was killed in one skirmish or another. I don't know the exact specifics, I just know that he died. But with the Order gone, or at least mostly hindered, and their leader dead, any surviving knights either went into hiding or scattered, and the castle was left abandoned.
You mentioned Eilina a couple weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
Are those visions like dreams to you?
Kind of. I would almost describe them as I guess dreams is appropriate. Have you ever had a dream that you can't quite remember? You know that you had a dream. You know that you experienced it, but the details are hard to grasp. You can only remember key things, and you kind of remember flashes of images, but piecing them together doesn't always make sense or correlate properly.
Like you know your feelings, but not what they're attached to.
Yes, or you have this vague concept of something that occurred, but the specifics and it doesn't solidify. You can't quite grasp exactly what you saw or you thought. It's kind of like that. It's very hard to differentiate what is real.
Well, I don't feel pressured to say yes to this, but I could share a dream with you if you wanted to maybe try and remember more of it.
I mean, I trust you. I'm not opposed. I'll admit I'm a little bit apprehensive of to be frank, I know our experience with magic has been varied. This won't have any lasting effects on my brain or anything, will it? Your
It's all
pause is
coming
not
from you.
reassuring.
Just trying to find the best words. It's all coming from you. I'm just visiting. So, unless there's something in you that could break your brain, no.
She kind of takes a long pause, and then she turns to Andar. Andar, having past lives in one's brain hasn't ever been known to break someone's brain, has it? In any of your studies? I guess I don't know if they're hosted in the brain. Having... You know what I'm saying.
Do I know of anything like that?
Yes, I think.
I'm asking you as a DM.
No. Well, roll me an Arcana check. All right, 23 total. You've heard of instances of there's lich magic that has to do with like storing one's soul or one's essence. There's certain ways to get echoes of one's essence, like revenants, or there's undead beings that rise from having unresolved issues on the material plane, things like that. There's definitely a variety of instances that you've heard of where souls can manifest or interact with the physical world in different ways. Having a essentially repeated life cycle of the same being is definitely a unique situation in your experience. Although having kind of latent memories associated with said essence or soul isn't out of the realm of reason or possibility, you don't think that there's any sort of danger associated with that, because in essence, it's just the same person gathering multiple sets of memories. If anything, it'd be jarring, but not necessarily dangerous.
Well, everything that I know of that could be potentially dangerous is a fairly specific realm of magic, and from my experience, not something I would be concerned with Sten casting.
All right, well, if you think it would help.
I think no matter what, you'll definitely remember the dream. According to Player's Handbook, they recall the dream perfectly.
Cough, cough. All right. She kind of gets a little nervous, and she like you see her kind of blush a little bit. Is there anything I have to do?
Oh, just
I heard typically if you
comfortable.
flap your hands kind of like a chicken, it will alleviate any ill effects.
Before or after?
Oh, during.
But I'll be asleep.
Irina, I think he's teasing you.
Her face kind of sets. I should have expected as much. Anyway.
Here, if it will set your mind at ease, and I'll cast protection from good and evil on her.
All right. Energy coalesces around your head, and a warm glow kind of envelops Irina, and she kind of takes a deep breath. All right. Then. Good night, I guess. I sleep, I presume, or do you put me to sleep?
Yes. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not looking at Alistair when I say this. If you want the dream to end, just look towards me. I'll be next to you in your dream.
All right.
And then I'll start casting. Takes a minute.
Okay.
And then if she wants to make the save, she can.
She'll let you do it.
Okay.
You can tell she's like even laying down, her body is more rigid than it should be. She's very tense and not super comfortable with the situation, but she trusts you, so she's not going to fight it.
All right. Then, as this spell takes hold, we'll go into this black void of nothingness, akin to when you're closing your eyes. And on the distance, it comes in a very similar vision that we had from the Huntress of this fall-like Barovia. And someone who looks a lot like Irina, but you can tell is wearing... Have I seen, like, paladin armor in this place, Barovia?
You've definitely seen suits of armor at Ravenloft. You've seen knights before. I don't know that you've seen specific I don't think you've seen any sort of key iconography of the Order of the Silver Dragon, but you'd have enough to make an appropriate suit of armor.
Okay, so then I'll do that, and we'll have maybe 8 people kind of marching down a road.
Okay.
And as we're going down, we're zooming into eventually who I'm trying to make Eilina.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm marching next to her, and no one else is paying attention. And then I'll lean in. There's no castle visible yet because I don't know what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Irina. This is kind of a tag team effort, but where do you think the castle's meant to be?
She kind of squints for a moment, and certain aspects of the dream start to shift around you. Her hair slowly starts to fade from the black dyed hair of Irina into this rich auburn coppery hairdo. And her suit of armor starts to take on this blue silver tint, and this emblem starts to form on it, depicting a silver dragon over a blue field. And the forest around you starts to shift towards kind of this thick, vibrant green, and the road starts to curve, and the hills kind of rearrange, and it almost like melts into place. Roll me a... Let me check, actually. Need to move that. Roll me a history check at advantage.
Okay. Uh, 22.
All right. You recognize this section of the Svalish Road, although it's much more vibrant and lifelike than you've ever seen it. But you've walked this road enough times now in the last couple weeks that this is somewhere on the road a little ahead of where you are and where you're kind of going currently. This appears to be the stretch in between the crossroads and the Vistani camp. And you're on the southern edge of the curve heading west towards the southern fork. So you're basically here for purposes of clarity. You're basically walking this direction in this curve.
Okay. So I'll continue shaping kind of how it's coming to be, and then we're gonna do that weird like time skip in a dream where you take a step and you're further in the future, but you can't really tell why. You just are accepting in the moment. And now I want the top of a castle. If Castle Ravenloft is all black, let's make this all white.
Okay.
To appear, but it's going to look very similar to Castle Ravenloft because that's the only castle I have in mind.
Okay. Yep.
And so there's a couple spires and some flags that represent the blue iconography of the armor that she's wearing. To which I'll once again tell her, "Oh, a castle in the distance. Are you expecting to be home so soon?"
She kind of turns and like it's almost as if she can hear you. It's almost as if she can hear you, but she's focused on what she's doing. She kind of turns to her men, and the men behind her seem to kind of like straighten up, and their stride starts to move a little ahead. And she turns forward, and as you see in front of you the castle start to solidify, you can see that, let me put real quick. you start to see this castle form up in the distance, and what starts as a kind of a castle Ravenloft-ish structure turns almost into a fairy tale-like castle with big towered parapets of bright blue, and the white stone kind of takes on this tan white hue. It's significantly smaller than Castle Ravenloft, but still stands tall with a full kind of battlement and a what appears to be like a multiple ballista mounted on its roof, and a kind of a flat roof, almost more of a fort than a full castle, or somewhere in between. There's a large statue of a dragon out front of this castle, facing into, looking at these large double doors that kind of lead into the castle itself. And as the group approaches, you see, roll me a perception check.
22.
You see one of the knights kind of step out of rank and sprint off towards the statue and bend down on the side and interact with something at its base before running back into rank. And then they step towards the actual front of the castle and walk up to the large double doors. They swing them open, and inside you see...
I want to make this dream jumpy.
Okay,
so
yeah.
that I get more information than she has time to process.
Cool.
Just in case something bad happens
in
in this memory dream. And so we're going to flash forward to an interior room that's going to look not reminiscent of the library in Castle Ravenloft.
Okay.
But has a very similar feel where there's tall paintings. Well, let's just make them of the dragon that we saw out front. Bookcases, seating areas, and a figure who's hunched over a desk, furiously writing, but who's not who's just nondescript.
So just to clarify, you want something more like the study where you met with Ludmilla, not necessarily like the study where you met with Strahd, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Just to and the air of this dream I want is more calm. There's silence. You can hear candles crackling.
Okay.
You can hear the person scribbling. I want this to be a calm area to shape.
Okay.
And then I'll lean over to her. It's been quite a long day. Good thing we have some time to rest up. Study for what's coming.
She kind of like... This is very sad. But she kind of squints and she looks around, and the room starts to form again. Let me make sure. So I'm trying to give you information.
Yeah, I'm trying to get just a little bit, not too much before we get there.
Yes, totally fair. I'm just looking for the specific room I want. It is...
But then I also know you definitely didn't plan for this.
Correct. So I'm keeping up with you. All right.
Throwing curveballs? Us? Never.
What is this song?
I don't know, but I fucking love it. It's very
I
good.
love
It's just
it.
called The Village of Barovia. This is
Wow.
fun.
Yeah,
It's
so
mysterious.
I went through and I got a whole playlist of stuff for us.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, all right. So the room kind of forms around you, and you can see it kind of shift from the study into a significantly smaller room than the study in Ravenloft. But similarly, it's got a fireplace on the eastern wall. It's got a bookcase on the north and west wall, and there appears to be a door on the south end of the room, and then a thick iron door with what appears to be a lock and like a almost like a gate in front of the door in the southwestern corner of the room. The painting above the fireplace shifts from you said you had it as a dragon originally?
A dragon, yeah.
Yes. It shifts to a stately man in a long robe with his hair slicked back. It is not Strahd. This man appears to... His hair is almost like blonde enough to be silver, just like getting to the point of white gray. And his robes are are primarily blue with silver trim and accents of purple. He's got piercing blue eyes, and it appears to be just a like a bust portrait from the chest up, gazing out into the study. The fireplace is crackling, and when you look over, the man kind of hunched over, scribbling away, is the man from the painting. You kind of hear the noises of clanging armor and some laughter and a little bit of kind of joviality coming faintly through the western wall. And Elena is kind of sitting quietly, sitting quietly with a book in her lap, not interrupting the man at the desk, but just kind of sitting there reading in front of the fireplace. And you can see that she's taken one of the tomes from one of the shelves on the walls.
Okay.
Roll me one more perception check real quick.
Oh, sure. Plus 6. Natural 20, 26.
All right. There are 2 windows in the room. Actually, 3 things. One, there's another set of doors kind of set in the northeastern corner that is, rather than being like a fully square room, there's kind of a diagonal set of doors that are more stately than the other doors in this room. And there are 2 windows, one on the northern wall and one on the 3 windows, one on the northern wall and 2 on the eastern wall on either side of the fireplace. And from looking out the windows, you can see that you are fairly high up in this keep. You can see a decent distance over the horizon from this room. The northern window and the eastern windows, neither of them seem to face the entrance of the... From what you can see where you're sitting, neither of them appears to be the direction from which you came.
Okay. I'll speak up in this part of the dream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now fully wearing that blue armor.
Mm-hmm.
If Elena has any accoutrement that would signal rank, I'm wearing the same rank.
Okay.
And the helmet off, but I don't look like a rabbit. I look like this gentleman. Just probably not
From the
as hot.
painting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say, Argynvost, you really looked dashing that day you got that painting done.
The man kind of looks up from his scribbles and looks over. Thank you. It's a treasure of mine. I can't recall how long it's been, but I appreciate it.
Have you heard musings of that warmonger? What was his name? He's making his rounds through the lands.
His brow kind of sets, and you see him take a deep sigh. Funny you should mention him. I'm writing about him at this very moment. He kind of looks down at his papers. It appears I have to check the map real quick. It appears he's taken the eastern gate and is marching west. At this point, it won't be long before he reaches the village.
I was in Valaki not too long ago, sharing a drink, and I heard someone who overheard him call himself the Land. Can you believe it?
Roll me an insight check.
Oh, 20 total. God, dude, we should stay in Dream World forever.
There's an ever so slight twinge in his eye when you say that. That you recognize as recognition and perhaps worry.
Mm-hmm.
Before
Okay,
he kind of, his face sets again.
So she knew. Okay.
And he turns and says, invaders always come up with ridiculous names for themselves. If nothing else, it just tells us the size of their ego. Kind of chuckles and brushes it off before turning, like looking back down, and his brow kind of furrows at the paper below him.
All right. So then the last part of this dream, I'll walk up to Eilina, who's studying, and I'll tap her on the shoulder, and I'll kind of get a little bit in her face, and what happened to the dragon? Which turns into an echo. What happened to the dragon? An echo in longer, and it stretches out and out until she wakes up.
Okay. At which point she will kind of bolt up, look around, see you.
And that'll be the morning, by the way. I don't want to step on any toes.
Oh,
but
really?
It's an 8-hour duration.
And are you asleep for that period as well?
Oops. Yes. 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 Let's see. Yes.
Fascinating. All right. So Irina and Sten pass out.
Yes, because I can visit from my dream to her dream. Yes.
So cool.
So real quick, also take an inspiration for that, because that was fucking cool.
Oh, thank you.
Mim, Alistair, Andar, is there anything that you guys are doing in the evening while Sten and Irina pass out before you guys settle down for the night?
I too go into a dream for inspiration. Just kidding. No, I'm just gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Hey, Mim.
Huh?
You, speak this guy's language, right? Shadow Alistair sitting next to me.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you could say that, I guess.
It occurs to me that he's spent more time with Strahd than most of us have. Maybe it's worth picking his brain.
Yeah, okay. What's he doing? Is he just hanging out?
He's glowering.
That's an adjective. Damn.
He's literally kind of sitting in the circle, just looking out of the circle into the fog. And his shoulders are kind of like squared.
I'm gonna sit next to him.
Kind of looks at you, looks back at Alistair, and you get this kind of like type to the tingle. Like,
I'm just gonna shrug at him.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, hey.
he looks back down at you. He looks back at Alistair, and you see what appears to be a shadow tongue stick out in Alistair's direction.
Oh my god.
And then he turns and he kind of like settles his shoulders down and looks at Mim and waits.
Like an intimidating kind of scary kind of look at him, or like
Roll me an insight check.
I shall. Can't open my character sheet, so I cannot. Let me reload. I'm rolling in.
Here, I think I can ask one from you too. I think if that might help.
Maybe.
See if I can request it. I can't in this scene because you're not in this scene. But whatever.
Yeah, it's tough when it's also not loading. Anyway, he's something.
Here, let me try this. We'll roll this way. A 12. With a 12.
Thanks.
You're welcome. With a 12, you can tell he's clearly seeming more willing to talk to you than Alistair, but also he seems kind of like, all right, what do you want type deal in body language a little bit. What's this about?
So we were wondering, I mean, you hung out with Strahd, right?
Kind of slowly. Well, it kind of, he looks at you, he squints a little bit, and he kind of tilts his head. And you get, Alistair, in your brain, you get this kind of tingle of, like, almost bitter.
Okay, whenever I get those tingles while she's talking to him, I'm going to try and lean into it to see if I can grasp any more.
Okay. Also roll me an insight check.
Okay. $13.
You see, like, he doesn't seem to have liked that question.
Okay.
With a 13, you don't get much more than that, though.
Okay.
So, okay. I clearly... Okay, can you nod if you like Strahd? Nod yes if you like Strahd.
He squints at you harder, and he doesn't move his head.
Are you indifferent?
The bitterness, Alistair, has turned into a kind of underlying smolder.
I look over at Alistair.
Can I insight that?
Yeah.
Can I lean into that one too?
Yeah.
Better. 17?
17. This line of questioning is not going well for Mim, and he seems to be getting mad.
It's just...
You're almost getting a twinge of defensiveness.
Okay. I'll try not to let that on to Mim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna let her go one more question.
Cool.
Oh. Okay.
He squints at you harder, but he doesn't move his head.
Listen, I'm trying really hard to communicate with you, and I'm gonna put all the cards on the table, Sir Shadow Alistair. We don't like Strahd, obviously, because, I mean, he's tried to kill us a couple times.
At obviously, he very dramatically rolls his eyes.
Can you see eyes, or are they just shadow?
They're, you can, like, they're red, and you can't see pupils, but you can see red, and he kind of does one of these.
Yeah.
Like, even without seeing the pupils, he's like,
face.
he really dramatically makes it obvious, like, obviously.
Yeah, obviously we don't like Strahd. He's trying to kill us. But you kind of hung out with him in a way, I think. I mean, I don't know how that all worked out. If you were pals with him, or he kept you in like a box or a bag. But we just try to find out as much information as we can. And I know say words. Can you write? Like, I don't know, but if we could help us out. You help us out, we'll find out how to help you out. I don't know what you want in life. But I can't give you things, really, but I could try.
You reacting anyway to this?
That was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a very mim.
I guess my question is, did he get pissy in any way?
It seems to have turned less. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
But while you do that, the smoldering is kind of turned almost to this like buzz of a tingle.
Insight was 4.
It's less than the smoldering is not like the smoldering was kind of had a little heat to it and was a little intense. Now it's turned to a buzz. You don't know what the buzz means, but it doesn't seem as intense. Question mark.
Okay. Since I don't have a grasp on his motives, I will watch to see if he makes any moves. And the moment he does, he's getting turned into mist.
I'm just waiting. I'm just looking at him, kind of nervous.
He looks at Mim. I'm trying to process everything you said. You said, can you write? You said, you're basically, you guys don't like Strahd. And then basically asked him for help.
Yeah.
Were there any other specifics that you hit in there?
No, I mean, I think that's the gist of it.
He kind of looks at you and he pauses for a moment and then he kind of like puts out his arms and goes,
Just a shrug.
What a dick.
I look at him and I say, do you like being what you are?
that kind of for a second he leans back and Alistair, the itching kind of like pauses for a second. The tingle kind of pauses. And then he holds very still and slowly shakes his head.
Oh. Can we touch him, or is he like?
If you can try.
Can I like try putting my hand on his hand?
You go to reach for his hand and your hand literally just passes through his.
Aww.
But he kind of looks down at where your hand is.
I kind of tap my toes a little bit, being like, okay.
If I see Mim get uncomfortable, I'm going to slowly turn him to mist
Yeah.
and not do it out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I feel like I don't look uncomfortable. I look like I don't know what else to say. I feel like you could tell that.
Alistair, from your side, the tingle has kind of turned into a mishmash of things. One of which is kind of like this twinge of there's a twinge that you don't recognize in it. Roll me an insight. Roll me an insight check. Why? What?
He messaged me, dismissed him. God damn it.
Yes, dismissed. Yeah.
God.
Wow. Roll me another insight check. There's a twinge you don't recognize in there.
19.
Okay. There's almost this twinge of surprise and kind of a like curiosity to part of the twinge. There's also some of the bitterness has come back, and there's a twinge of sadness mixed in with it, and then the smoldering has flared a little bit, and there's almost this underboiling of what feels like anger, of like almost a hurt underneath.
Okay.
But that particular piece doesn't seem to be directed in Mim's direction.
Gotcha. I think he's
I
had
feel
enough.
bad for him. Okay.
I think he's had enough tonight, and I will dismiss him.
Oh, bye.
He kind of turns and he looks at you, and his eyes lock yours, Alistair, as he fades out. And then he comes back underneath.
Like an eerie thing?
No, just very intentionally, almost like he's talking to Mim, and then as the kind of urge to like shrink back in, and like his form kind of mists out and shrinks into the shadow and kind of slides across the ground. As it starts to wisp out, he just kind of does one of these.
I don't like that face.
Like just locks eyes.
Well, I don't know if any of that information was helpful, but I tried. Also, we should, yeah?
There seems to be something weird of when you ask him questions, I feel what he feels. I don't get words. It doesn't seem like any of us do, but it's portrayed through feelings.
Interesting. You know, it's really interesting because I thought he was just a shadow, you know? But if he has feelings and you also kind of gave him up, like you like willingly gave him away and he was a part of you, and then he was used and now he's still kind of used, and you kind of you kind of control him to come and go as you please.
It's not exactly a great relationship, no. It also occurs to me that when him and I were separated, when I did give that part of me up, that part of me didn't grow with you guys. So, who knows what his life has been like?
Ooh. Well, next time he's around, maybe I should sit you both down and we'll have a conversation, the three of them.
Mim the moderator, let's go.
Sounds good.
That was cool. Bravo, both of you.
Bravo, Hermes.
Oh, you. Thank you.
All right. Andar, anything that you guys want to do, or anything that you want to do before you pass out?
No, I was just awkwardly watching
All of that?
Barry try to talk to a shadow and then seeing uncomfortable concentrating faces from Alistair.
All accurate. All right. Then with that, after a little bit, everyone beds down for the evening. You guys managed to get an uninterrupted long rest off. It's still raining pretty heavily outside. You guys wake up. The fog is thick. The rain is still coming down. It's difficult to hear any sort of extended noise. Let me see if I can find a good... There we go. Does this have rain? No. Does this one have rain? No, but this will work. I can live with that.
Oh no.
Alright. So. Everyone goes down to sleep. As you guys are waking up, Irina kind of like...
Tiny hut again before the old tiny hut goes away.
Cool. Irina kind of bolts upright and looks around. Looks down at her hands, pulls her hair to the side, makes sure that it's still black. And kind of looks down at Sten. I don't know, Sten, if you want to like wake up at the same time she does, but
I'm gonna pretend to be asleep because I want to. It's not guaranteed that I remember everything from the dream, so I want to
Okay.
mull over the stuff.
Okay. She kind of sits upright, looks around, is breathing fast, but not like sweat drenched or anything. Just kind of like caught off guard. Checks everything, looks down at Sten, looks around. Everyone's kind of starting to stir a little bit as they start to wake up. And she kind of like stops for a second. Her eyebrows kind of scrunched together. She's just quiet for a minute. And kind of like puts her hands in her lap and thinks for a moment.
Yeah, I think after like maybe 5 minutes or so have passed, I'll like fake wake up. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I think it worked.
Oh, that's good. A bit of collaborative dreaming. What a weird thing, huh?
You had asked what happened to the dragon. He died.
All right.
Lord Argynvost was the dragon.
Oh. What?
I remember now.
Oh shit.
He led the Order of the Silver Dragons, and only those who were accepted into the order knew that his true form was that of a silver dragon. He had come to settle in Barovia because he had heard of the Amber Temple and the evils that it kept, and wanted to protect it from escaping. That's why he brought his knights here. But then, when they opposed Strahd, he and his knights were overwhelmed and he was slain in battle. Strahd not only had him killed, but had his remains taken to Castle Ravenloft as a trophy.
Is everyone else awake?
Everyone's waking up, so anybody who would like to be conscious enough to be hearing all this.
I'll just lean over then to the people who are making movements. We visited
Argynvostholt.
Argynvostholt last night. Sort of.
Isn't it?
Thank you. Hans Bluffer. No. Okay. Some jokes are for me.
You visited a dragon?
No, a castle. Apparently fronted by a dragon. Well, I'm glad it was useful. I hate that he's collected a trophy.
Well, it's not that far off from what we know about him, because he has that, isn't it, wall of people's hands or something or other. Yeah. Ugh. Get the chill.
But he didn't steal anything.
Nope.
What was that thing that Davian said yesterday about Baba flying around?
She flies around in the skull of a dragon.
There's not 2 dragons in Barovia. Were there?
I don't know.
We do know that she's at least been meddling in Ravenloft. Wouldn't be that far-flung of an idea to think that she might have the skull now.
Especially if he kept it as a trophy. Well, thank you for agreeing to that, Irina. I think I noticed some very helpful things.
Was that battle before or after Strahd was a vampire?
The battle with Argynvost?
Yes.
Please hold.
If there was already another incarnation of Irina, then that would have had to been after, right?
It is after. That is correct.
And, but if everyone's spirits and things are, like, reborn, does that include, like, dragons? I wonder.
Or it never left, and it's still in Argynvostholt.
Haunted.
Yep,
Yeah.
haunted
That's fair.
Argynvostholt.
Yeah. If a dragon couldn't defeat Strahd, what makes us think that we can do that? Feel a little stressed now. I mean, more stressed than I was.
No, hopefully I can put your mind a little at ease. And I'm sorry, Irina, I was tinkering with your memory a little bit, testing it. He's already gone to the Fanes and collected their power. By the time Irina was walking around. So I think if we continue restoring their power, removing it from him, we do have a chance. It was a little selfish, but there were some things I needed to know.
I understand. And to Mim's point, he did have an army backing him. He was an established general. The knights were outnumbered. Now he doesn't have the same forces to be reckoned with, at least in terms of military strength.
Also, not to mention that we don't really have a choice. Unless you want to live here forever.
Yeah, I've debated it, shopped around, purchased some real estate. That real estate was kind of destroyed, so I feel like it's a sign I shouldn't live here forever. I'm with you guys. Don't worry, we got this.
On the real estate front, though, if the rumors are true and Argynvostholt is truly haunted and Argynvostholt's still roaming the halls, it might be the one place that we know of that we're safe from Strahd. If the original owner's still there, Strahd doesn't own it and can't enter.
Well, I guess that would depend on if a spirit counts as an owner.
I mean, if you take a castle in battle, typically you appoint somebody to that. If Strahd's left it empty, then clearly there's a reason for that.
Another good reason no one really talks about it. Forgotten like the temple. But nonetheless dangerous. And maybe trapped, I think. I think I saw a mechanism being triggered before they walked in. So, be careful when we get there.
I actually remember that now, I think. I'm not sure how it worked, but the statue was a defense mechanism against those who weren't supposed to enter. It was, it had a magical breath. Should
Oh, that must be why the dragon faces the door.
But there was a mechanism on the statue to deactivate it.
Yeah, I thought it was odd everyone stopped and then I saw, I don't know, some soldier go and tinker with things, so...
Watch out for the statue with the breath weapon. Got it.
Keep your distance till we know it's off, I think. Don't open any doors.
Well, then I think we know our next steps. I'll take that as a yes then, I guess. She kind of rolls up all of her stuff and gets to cinch up her pack.
I know that was very personal, even if it wasn't you. But if you need something from me, let me know.
No, in a way I kind of appreciate it. It's nice to find some order in the mess, if that makes any sense. At least put certain things where it seems like they belong. But she kind of
some magic, good magic.
She kind of smirks. Jury still seems to be out, I think.
I think tiny hut's good magic. Some magic, good magic.
That's fair. Moderation in all things, right?
It was a 5th level spell, Irina, moderation.
She doesn't know that. All right. So, you guys pack up. Anything anyone wants to do before you guys head out for the day? All right. You collapse tiny hut. What?
I was gonna say, is that spell slot used now for the next day after you use it, or is it like refresh?
No, because it counts as a long rest after we wake up. So.
Ah, cool. Sick.
I cast it before we went to bed.
Correct. You guys head back out into the rain and the thick fog and the mud. You guys travel for most of the morning before... Why can't I move that? Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong tool. You guys... Yes?
Would I be able to tell when it's about noonish?
In theory, it's very foggy, but you could roll me a survival check, yes. But don't do it yet, because before you make it to noon...
You die.
Yay.
You guys
A falling clock.
make it a little ways further down the path. As the forest starts to open up, the fog clears a little bit, and you can start to see a little further. You come to the crossing by the bridge. And you guys are working your way down the path when suddenly,
No.
can I hide this? Can I make this private? I can. Let's go. Sten.
Privately rolled some dice. What a great platform.
Sten.
Not here.
Okay. As you're walking,
It's a lot of some dice.
it is.
Oh my god.
All right. Sten, as you're walking, you suddenly feel 2 heavy impacts in your back. You take 7 and 8 damage back to back,
Okay. Cool.
as if something just literally stabbed into your back at 2 different points. Everyone
No,
needs
I'll
to
just-
roll me initiative.
I'll double over real quick.
Sten
Whoa.
Sten feels this sharp pain. He goes, "Oh!" Everyone stops and whirls. Sten is literally reeling. Everyone roll me initiative.
Oh.
Finally. Towards the bottom.
All right. Sten is 12. Irina. Doctor Who doesn't need to be in combat. Why is Irina's vision fucked up?
Also, it appears you can duplicate your, duplicate Foundry into another tab and have your character sheet open on one and then still be able to use it, and it'll impact the second one.
Oh, weird.
Without having to, pop out. It is a kind of a workaround. Unless there's some weird things, but we'll see.
Let me make sure I get everybody. Alistair, you were 21.
21.18.
All right. Cool. Let me put on some battle music. Ta-da. That's the wrong slider. We'll do this one. All right, Alistair, your move is first.
Cool. Sword out, baby.
Sword ignites.
Let me get that for you.
I like this music.
It gets better.
I want to climb a mountain. I want to climb a mountain so bad.
Although this one is only 3 minutes, so we gotta get this fight over in under 3 minutes, guys.
Going to
Let's
move
look
to
at this.
here.
Okay.
Bonus action. Shadow Alistair right here.
Got it. Oof.
And then I'm going to wildly swing twice behind Sten.
All right. Behind Sten being
Right behind his back where he looks like he took damage from.
yes, but ping me the tile.
Oh.
Got it.
Here.
Roll me at disadvantage.
$19 at disadvantage.
Wow.
That'll hit.
9 and 19 plus 10. Is the creature undead?
It is not.
Okay, 10 points of radiant damage.
Copy.
Going again. Shit, disadvantage. Still 20 at disadvantage. 10 plus 10.
Okay. Still hit.
14 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And if I hit it, I will move to here.
Got it. Which brings us to Irina, who, seeing you make some kind of impact, is going to try and do the same thing using her coordinated strike. He is going to attack with a rapier. Oh, I'm rolling in private for her. I need to not do that. Disadvantage. Well, actually, wait. I don't think she can do her strike because I think... No, it doesn't say that it has to be a creature that she can see, I think, actually. Let me check. Spivey.
So doesn't Fiona have an invisible, like, imp or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they have to see it. So,
Neat.
but with an 11, she is going to miss. But the next person who attacks has neutral. So that brings us to Mim.
An advantage doesn't stack, so right. So that's
It does not.
sad. So that I have neutral. I'll try and attack. I'll also. Can I do? Oh, wait, hold on. This one's going to attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, target suffers weapon stack. Okay, I'm gonna try to attack with booming blade.
Good.
Oh, wait, didn't do it. There we go. Man, I gotta do the character sheet. Okay,
So roll the hit.
I am. I'm.
No, you're
coordinating
good.
with
You're all
new
good.
stuff.
Still get sneak attack though.
Do I, if it's neutral? Because technically, yes, I had advantage, but
You
Yeah,
have
there's
allies.
enemies. Yep.
it's what?
There-
You have allies.
Oh,
next
I
to it.
don't need the sneak attack. Yeah, you're right. Or I don't need advantage. I have it. Yes. Attack. Oh wait, no, ignore that. That's advantage. That's not right.
It would be disadvantage. So instead of, it'll be the 13 plus 8, which is a 21, which still hits.
Okay. Okay.
When you're attacking with a rapier.
Yes.
Got it.
So 9 and well, no. Damn it! I meant to do my silver short sword, but yeah, okay, I'll do the rapier because that's the one I clicked on. That sucks. Oh well. Where? And then I clicked risk damage. Holy shit. 20 sneak attack damage and 5 booming blade damage.
Yep. Plus 9 damage from the sword itself. So 34 total. And the booming blade is just extra damage. No, wait. The booming blade.
It's damage because of the spell that
Thunder
I'm at.
damage. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I could have said that, yeah.
All right. All right, cool. That brings us to Andar.
I'm gonna take a step back and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Cool.
That's it.
Which brings us to it. It is going to move, triggering Booming Blade.
Here's a question. Do I see Booming Blade get triggered? Is that a visual thing?
Let's see how it reads. It says It becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target really moves 5 feet or before, then the target takes 1d8 thunder damage. So you do see it pop, yes.
Cool, Sentinel.
Okay.
Anyway,
Roll at disadvantage.
Sucks at disadvantage. That was still a 23.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
nat 20 and a 13.
Then that makes its movement 0, correct?
Yeah.
Roll me to hit.
Okay.
Or roll me damage, I guess.
oh,
12 radiant.
Oh, but actually,
I don't. Then it does it not take
It-
the.
then it doesn't
would
trigger
move.
Booming Blade.
Doing Booming Blade, but then if it moves out 5 feet from me, so either way, it probably ends
Okay.
up in this tile, but then it's frozen there.
Because Sentinel isn't necessarily opportunity attack, right?
So I can take an opportunity
I
attack
think-
on anything that I can see.
So I think here's how we'll do it. It'll trigger Booming Blade. Which triggers you the attack as it leaves your attack range. So it will make it to the square outside of your attack range. Right? Because it has to be.
Well, it would
How
still
does
be
Hold on?
within-
How does Sentinel read? What's Sentinel's requirement?
It's an attack of opportunity, and
Yeah.
then it brings the movement speed to 0. So as
But it
soon as I
also
can take an
specifically
attack of
reads when a
opportunity-
creature that makes an attack against a target other than you that's within 5 feet of you. So
That's just one of the things.
let me look. Load. Okay, yeah. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you. But it is invisible.
But if I see Booming Blade,
That's true. So I'll leave this up to the group. I'm going to open this up for group collaboration. Here's my thoughts. You see it move, but you can't see what direction it goes, which means you can't tell when it leaves your range.
I would say disadvantage on the attack, but give it extra cover to its AC.
Okay.
I like that plan.
I think that's a fair one.
Yeah.
Then let's do this.
So it's not impossible to hit, but it is a little harder
yeah.
than normal.
Should we say 3/4 cover? Because
Is that plus 5? I think.
total
Something like
cover, yeah. Half cover is +2, 3/4 is +5, and it says total cover can't be targeted, which I don't think is fair. So, do we think 3/4 is fair?
sure.
Yeah.
So then that would make its AC. It still hits.
Cool.
Okay.
Then it's
Oh
frozen.
yeah.
Cool.
And it's 6 thunder damage for Booming Blade.
Got it. 6 thunder,
12 radiant.
12 radiant. And then it makes it to where it's going, but it can no longer move. It makes it just out of your range, but then it's stuck there.
It would theoretically be stuck in my range. It's stuck wherever I hit it.
Okay. Then this is an odd position, but that's fair. All right, so then it is going to do exactly what it did before. And make 2 attacks. The first is a 22 to hit, and the second is a 14. Does a 14 hit then?
They both hit me, yes.
Okay.
Why's dead? I'm not a fan of this.
Must be this big target on my back.
Yeah, probably. We
There-
should get rid of that.
That's 21 physical damage.
From both?
10 from one, 11 from the other.
Okay. How we...
Which brings us to Sten's turn.
Okay. So since it's been raining nonstop,
Yes.
I'd like to focus on the rain and check the silhouette.
Ooh, okay. Bravo.
Yes.
Roll me a perception check. I will say it's a disadvantage because it's raining heavily and also this thing is not visible, but
I've been stabbed 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay. 14%. Yeah, 14.
all right. I'll give you this. You almost think you catch movement above you.
Oh.
You can't tell what it is, but you catch what appears like you in the corner of your eye, you catch water seem to shift in a weird way for a brief sec.
Above me. Okay. And then did anyone take the... Oh, no, Mim took it. The normal. Okay. Hooey. Okay. I was really hoping to roll higher and try and persuade you to use Vicious Mockery, but above me is still good. Okay, I'm going to swipe with Malice's Moon Sickle.
Okay.
And then also I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration. It's a D8 to... Who's next? Alistair.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. So... disadvantage on the attacks, right?
Disadvantage on the attacks.
13.
13. Wait, 13 does not hit.
Okay. That's it.
All right, Alistair. You don't know where it is. You know you
I
whacked
don't know
it,
where it is.
but you know you don't know where it is.
I took a bit of a more effort to aim above my head than the wild swings.
You see Sten swing in
That's
the
fair.
air.
But I guess you don't know that I was looking.
Is he going after you? What is this?
I don't know. I keep getting hit.
Well, we can at least make it confusing. And I'll use Mask of Many Faces to turn into Sten, also turning Shadow Alistair into Sten, so there are now 3 Stens.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. I need to check something actually, because that actually could be very good.
Ooh.
No, don't check. It's just very good. We know it's very good.
I'm a fan. I'm on a wanted poster. That's so
Okay,
exciting.
interesting. That does add a layer here.
Nice move. Nice
Cool.
move.
So you are now there are now 3 Stens.
Sten, who did you piss off?
Strahd specifically. I know that.
We all do that.
the small just nod and smile from Ryan.
Well, actually, so this is something I'm very excited to talk to you guys about post-campaign, because this is something that you triggered ages ago that, like, is actually rules as written, and I've just been excited about it. But anyway, continue.
I've not been making friends. I know that.
You have.
Nope. I've just been nice to people. It's not the same.
Make friends with Marcos?
Oh, sure. But I want more from them than a friendship. I want information how to get out of here.
Alistair, is that your turn?
I'm gonna move here. Shadow Alistair's gonna move here. What do I have for bonus actions?
You made friends with Min.
That's different. We're on the same team. Fey Wild!
I'm gonna reach out to Sten and do 2d6 of healing with Healing Light.
Okay.
Thank you.
You heal 6 HP,
Right on.
and that is my turn.
Cool. Irina has no idea where it is, and is just gonna try and use her coordinated strike in a swing. Stop. I want this public. Disadvantage.
Oh, bummer.
Damn. All right. That's not a nat 20. Oh, it would have been a nat 20. But anyway, that will hit. Dealing.
It looks like we're attacking Sten.
Plus
The way we're
2d6.
circled around it.
Well, also, you have to remember that Shadow Alistair and me are also Sten. So
That's true. That's
just
very
3
true.
Stens.
Whoopsies.
Oh god.
Oh, I clocked it. I clocked it so hard. Like we don't already know what that's called. I'm experiencing that.
But anyway, she does manage to hit it.
That's funny.
Mehmet, is your turn.
Do I get advantage or no? Because Arena went first. I mean, I don't know if
It's
she did her
neutral.
thing.
It becomes neutral.
Well, yeah. Okay. Once again, always doing booming blade, but let me roll to hit for. Okay. I can't. Can I use my silver short sword instead of my rapier? Even though I used the rapier on the first one? Because technically...
Normally, I think it's an action to switch weapons, right? Is what we've ruled.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Because technically my silver short sword was what is equipped, but I had to go onto my character sheet because my combat hub doesn't work, so... Lame, but okay. Why won't it go? Oh, it is. I'm just hitting it a bajillion times. Sorry, guys. Oh, 25?
25 hits.
Oh, that's booming blade. Ignore
That's
it.
fine. I
not
know
where
what you
I'm
mean.
going. Thank you. And then damage for where the heck is it? Damage. Lame. 5.
Yeah, dude.
and...
Thank you for the shout out, Nick.
Oh, sorry. I'm distracted now, y'all. And then I get to do sneak attack.
Okay.
Damage. 13 sneak attack.
Got it.
5 thunder and 8. No. 8 thunder. 5 piercing from rapier.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's that.
All right. Andar,
I'm gonna cast the invisibility.
do it. You can now see that above Sten there is a ghostly, wispy wind figure in the rain, looking straight down at Sten.
I'll shout that out. There appears to be a ghostly, wispy wind figure right above Sten. Looks displeased.
Does it have any knives?
Oh, it didn't come through.
Have any knives?
No, but as you watch, its arms form into points and it stabs down, making 2 attacks at Sten, who cannot see it.
That both hit.
So that's a total of 23 damage.
Cool. Need
Alistair's going to sentinel that.
You can't see the attack. Right?
It's booming blade on it, doesn't it? It's surrounded in booming energy.
didn't move.
True. I
But
guess.
I can see the attack, and it's an attack on an ally within 5 feet of me.
That's true. It doesn't say you have to see the attacker. You just have to see that an attack occurred. Go for it. I'll give you that. That's a fair argument.
I can use Bardic on reactions, correct?
Anything that's a roll that you make with a d20, yeah.
Well, I'm not certain that'll hit, so I'm going to use it.
What is it?
Bardic Inspiration.
Yep.
So 2, so it brings it to dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Cool.
What'd you roll on the D8?
A 2.
Okay, it needs to make a con save.
Okay.
I think it's a 15 it needs to hit, or it'll take an additional 2 thunder damage.
It's saved.
16, I'm sorry. Does that change?
They rolled a 21.
Oh, okay. I was on a different screen.
No worries.
Never
It got
mind.
very lucky.
12 radiant damage.
12 radiant. Got it. At the end of your turn?
Yep. Well, that was a reaction, so yes. That was a reaction.
Oh,
on its
right.
turn.
Which means that it's Sten's turn.
Oh, neat. Okay. Well, things are not looking good for me, so I'm going to Bardic Inspiration Alistair again
Thank you again.
and heal myself. I'll do a 3rd level Cure Wounds, and I'll just do that on my own.
Cool. Which does bring us to Alistair.
What do I got? What do I got? What do I got? How big is that? 5 foot? Then how tall are you?
Exclamation point, stand in the chat. I think 5.5.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I got you.
I think I put that down.
5.5.
Pretty
Cool.
good.
We're gonna try something and hoping its intelligence is low. Action, minor illusion in Sten space. Sten. Exactly as I see him. Action surge. I'm going to grapple Sten and swap places with him.
Okay.
So it looks like Sten never moved, and I'm now in that space.
Okay. I'm going to use your illusion to essentially try and do like a cup trick. Is essentially what you're
Exactly,
trying to
that's
do.
what I'm going for.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's less that he doesn't know that he moved and more he doesn't know which Sten is the right Sten visually because he's going to see movement. But he won't know, in theory, which one's the illusion, which one's you, and which one's actually Sten.
Cool. So
And-
now there's 4 Stens.
There's 4 Stens, 2 of which are technically occupying the same space.
Yes.
So
But I
then-
burn action surge for that.
You...
Sten, are you willingly grappled, or do I need to roll?
You grabbed me from where you're standing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll dance with myself. That's fine.
Cool.
All right.
Now, if you pulled me from my ears and moved me, I would have thought it was this stalker thing.
All right. Irina. Gonna just do what she's been doing, which has been working shockingly well for her. And she's still gonna freaking hit him.
Oh, nice. That's good info. 14 to hit.
All right.
I missed with a 13.
That means that her damage plus 2d6. That's got it. Actually, Irina, shockingly enough, slashes through the thing and there's this screech and the shape dissipates.
Oh no, Alistair's dead. Just kidding.
Actually, I need to move Alistair so I can get rid of it. All right, cool.
Oh no, Alistair's being booming blade.
Is Booming Blade on a space or on a creature?
Technically, it says it's on a 5-foot space around a creature.
So would I have been Booming Blade on? No, it wouldn't be on
No,
first move.
because it's yes, it was technically above you
Oh, it's above me. Okay.
because it can fly, or it could fly before it died.
Oh, it's cast on. Oh, okay.
It's a 5-foot space surrounding a creature. It's essentially an orb of energy.
After you hit. Okay.
Do we know it's gone? Did it show any dissipation?
Andar saw it dissipate. Irina slashes through it.
Oh, my booming blade.
It's technically still there
It's still there in the space?
because it didn't move technically.
Yeah.
So yes, the booming
oh my
blade
God, it
technically
floats
still there.
dead.
It technically wisped. But yes, Andar could see it go. Everyone else doesn't know it's gone.
Yo, it's no longer here.
Oh my God, did we dismiss it?
I was just about to roll to attack.
There are 4 stems.
Are we done, Andar?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
I'll dismiss disguise self and I think the illusion was only for that turn. So I think that one's gone.
Got it.
1 minute, just kidding. I'll dismiss the illusion.
Foop, foop, foop. Alistair, Shadow Alistair, and Illusion Sten are now gone, and there's only fairly bloodied Sten.
The
Why I seem to be
illusionist.
so upset with you.
That didn't hit anybody else?
I
Didn't
even
even try.
tried.
Huh.
Nope.
Well, it's gone now, so I'm sure it's fine.
Sten, how are you looking?
Not good. But not so bad that it's worrisome, but definitely
Sten's bleeding.
Would you like to rest here a moment so you can gather yourself?
No. I can fix this right up, and I'll cast Cure Wounds, just the first level.
Okay.
Cool, I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. What is that? The first level healed me more than the third level did. Love to see it.
Oh
I heal
no.
you. I heal you with healing hands for 9.
For 9, nice. I'm super fine. Just a hammer and gun. He's been stabbed 10 times. Anyways, we are going this way.
What?
Try and walk it off.
You sure you're okay?
Yep.
Okay.
I will faint right here. I don't kidding.
Just a quick side note refresher. Who has the puzzle brimstone piece thing?
Me.
Cool, got it. Also, Sten. And actually Sten and real quick, what? Actually, I can look this up.
Look, you can cast Tiny Hut, so I'm not in it. I get it.
Both Sten and Andar, I need you to roll me a D. Well, use your spell casting ability and roll me a spell casting ability check.
Cool. Okay.
What'd you get?
23.
Cool.
Oh
All right.
boy, I'm gonna use a luck point.
Oh fuck.
All right, Alistair, you know what that means for you next roll. So mark that down so you don't forget.
Yep.
All right. we continue.
I realized my first roll was wisdom, not intelligence.
Smart.
Fair. But even if it had been, it would have been a 6.
Oh, it would have still been a... Yeah.
So that'd still be a nat 1. So anyway. Anything else that you guys want to do before you continue on? Everyone done?
Am I going the right way? Is this
I'll
the
be
direction we
honest.
were walking?
I'll be honest. This is just I needed a map of there's a road with like that looks like it's on the road. So
yes.
You're
'Cause I'm just
whatever
gonna
way you want to
bullishly walk
go.
forward.
Whatever
Yeah,
way
I'm
you want to
gonna-
go is the right way in this sense.
Okay. Because I was just gonna bullishly like, you know what? I'm super good. Let's just ignore that happened. It's probably something we should talk about.
All right. Sten
Sten,
starts marching forward.
This way?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's the rain. The sun
All
was
right.
in my eye.
The sun? Okay.
Speaking of sun, noonish yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon. You guys start heading back down the road. You make it another few hours to the crossroads. As you're approaching, yes, it becomes noonish time. Well, did you roll the survival check?
No.
Roll me the survival
I
check.
will. I roll
Just-
a 1.
Yeah,
Then you don't know that it's noonish time.
Cool. Never mind then.
that's a perfect use of that.
Nope.
Oh, right, you roll a 1. Oh, no.
It's fine. Why to have a character thing?
You don't know it's noonish time. That's so
All right.
funny. Actually, that's so good. All right, but anyway,
You can also blame me for that because if I didn't mention it, he wouldn't have had to roll, so you wouldn't have even had to.
Damn
yeah.
it, Nick.
Right? Yeah.
all right.
Sasha, I have to find a way to inadvertently mess with your character too, apparently.
As you guys are waltzing down the road, you start approaching the crossroads and the sign that marks the crossroads. And in the distance, you see that the sign is obscured by what appears to be a large thing hanging on the sign.
We don't need to use that sign, right? We have a map. We can just walk right by it and not touch it this time.
Be really unsettling if it was your dead body again. Just putting that out there.
Wait, Andar's dead body? Or,
Yeah, that's what we saw last time. Andar saw himself hanging from the sign.
Oh. Didn't we have when in the Land of the Dead area, wasn't, what's his butt?
Casimir.
The elf? Casimir was hanging on a sign?
That might actually be what it is.
Yeah, look at Ryan's face. It totally.
Well, I'm gonna imagine I'm still in front.
All right. As you approach closer, you see that there is a body flayed, pinned, spread eagled on the crossroads sign. His head
God.
hanging down, and from what little you can see of his torn robes and blood-soaked figure, the hands are a dark gray skin tone, and the hair is covering up most of his face. Is a very light white hair. Well, actually, I'm sorry. What's the color is his hair? His hair's dark black. Sorry.
Okay, so if I'm close enough to make a complexion, I want to check his hands for the ring that he was wearing.
All right.
Or is there a ring just from the distance I'm at?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Let's do this one. 25.
There is a ring still on his hand, right where you remember it.
Damn.
He's dead, yeah? Like super dead?
Does everyone see this?
Unfortunately.
Yep.
It doesn't look like this was his choice.
I don't think this would be anybody's choice.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Then is there any signs of life?
Fuck it. I'll walk up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put my hand under his nose, check for breathing.
There's no breath. His eyes are open. His face is expressionless. He is hanging by the weight of his own body against the sign, and he's got multiple lacerations. But you see no blood stains except for that on his hands. And as you lift up, put your finger under his nose, you feel no breath. You lift up his chin, and you see that there are 2 marks on the side of his neck. And his skin has gone gaunt, and his normal gray skin tone has turned completely ashy.
Was that the ring that made it so he couldn't get cold?
I don't know that now's a good time to pilfer.
Maybe let's
He's
get him
not
down
using
from
it.
the sign first. And then you can assess the situation, Andar. We can maybe, because he shouldn't be up there like that. Right? I'm gonna go up to it with the sign.
Alright. His hands are physically staked in with iron stakes stabbed through his hand into the wood.
I'm gonna, before she reaches to do that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold her back just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Mim. There's fang marks, and I little caught by surprise, but I don't remember how. You remember the basement in the town of Barovia?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall immediately how that comes to be. So maybe this is a safer spot for him from us.
Did we know about becoming
reanimates?
Yeah. Because I thought you had to. I don't know how it happens. It's fair.
I'm sorry, Casimir. If we weren't so ready to push you on your own path, I don't know if this would have happened.
The body hangs limp and does not respond.
Did anyone else read that Van Richten's guide? The vampire book?
I think
I read through a solid chunk of it.
Yeah.
He has bite marks on his neck. Do you remember reading how you turn into one of those mindless things? Was that in the book?
Above table, it was correct. It's being drained.
I can't remember.
So
See, I thought typically it was like, because like a vampire drinks your blood, but then I think you're supposed to also drink their blood or something. Isn't there something with that, or is that not?
let me I know for full vampiredom, you get bit, your blood's drained, you convert, you drink the vampire's blood. Vampire
Thrall is-
spawn. How are
Not completing that cycle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the spawn they don't get to feed. I think that
I'll open up the book.
Got it. It says if the person dies by bite, they turn into a vampire spawn. But I'm pretty sure you have to leave. Well, actually, I'm not sure if your characters would know this.
Okay, so the part in the book that we read, how does vampirism begin if vampires are spawned by other vampires, as virtually all tales would have us believe, how is the first created, is all we have.
Oh.
That's the only time spawn is even mentioned in the reading, so we don't know.
We don't know.
Got it.
Okay. So it's better safe to keep him up there, I guess.
Yeah, above table, you don't know. Or actually, as character-wise, you don't know. Above table, we know from other things.
Yeah.
But
I
Ugh.
do that. He wouldn't have wanted this. Oh, fucking shit. I'm gonna walk up with the sun sword in hand. And Casimir, I'm sorry that we let this happen. And I'm going to light the sun sword and press it into him and try to do the amount of damage that I would think necessary with all the vampire spawn that we found to basically brand the sun sword into him.
okay. Are you saying, like,
deal
when you say
enough-
brand, are you doing like lightsaber, like you burn it through him, or are you trying to like just when you say
I'm
brand?
trying to do it as not sacrificial, but as religious as possible. You
Okay.
know,
Like broadside press.
yeah, like you know in the zombie shows where they're like they wouldn't want to be a zombie, so you kill them.
Yeah,
That's essentially what I'm doing here.
yeah, that's what I figured.
Wouldn't it be better to just... Never mind. You do you.
You,
I'm gonna look away. Ugh, can't look.
yeah, you walk up and you press the pommel up against his chest where his heart would be. And you close your eyes and you send in energy, and there's a flare and a squelch and the scent of burning flesh. And you pull away, and there is a distinct hole burned in Casimir's chest and cauterized.
May the morning Lord be with you now. And I'm just gonna walk away from the group with that.
I will use Mage Hand to grab the ring off and drop it over at Endar's feet. My invisible.
I'll pick
The
it up. Put it right in my
ring
pocket.
pops off and floats over and then drops at your feet. I'll add it to your inventory.
Thanks, Casimir. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're sorry. Am I remembering a different person? He was an asshole.
Yeah, he was. But, I mean, this is no way for anybody to die.
We've
Right?
seen loads of people die like this.
Yeah, but nobody should die like this.
If
Unless
we
kill
gave
them
up
like
on
this.
people just starting to change, then we wouldn't have him. And I'll point on to Alistair.
Aw. Gee.
Just starting to change. This guy almost killed us all.
That's very true. I mean, I still hated him, but
Maybe we
I don't-
shouldn't be having this conversation in front of his dead body.
Right, onward then.
very fair.
Everybody gathers up their belongings and heads east. The ring is in your inventory.
Thanks.
So parting words, just say hello to Trina.
Ooh. Damn. All right. Anything else that anyone wants to say before you guys leave the signpost? No?
I think I'll be walking ahead of the group for a bit.
Sounds good. You're in the lead. All right. That puts us at... Let me check distance.
It's interesting that Strahd chose him to make a warning out of, I guess. Or maybe he pissed off Strahd in general anyway, and then also, like, shake us up. I don't know.
It's
Very
also the
strange.
first major death on our side in a long time.
Yeah.
If he was just thinking about what we told him about his sister and Strahd, what of Esmeralda? She had a plan to infiltrate the castle. You think she's all right?
I don't know that. I don't know
Say
that I
who?
necessarily consider her or Rictavio on our side, to be honest with you. I think it's a weird third party.
Well, she did pull fate strings, so no matter what, we're connected to her. Isn't she more or less deciding what's happening right now?
I only know what I've read, but my understanding is that the Vistani more interpret what is to come than determine it themselves. It is like glimpsing into a river or a gust of wind. Things shift, but you can take away specific pieces. I don't know that she necessarily decided things for us, but her peering seemed to adjust it.
If you were in a dark room and a window appeared outside, wouldn't you value that window?
Of course.
Letting you know what's waiting for you?
If nothing else, you seem to be very capable. Perhaps I might venture to say one of the most capable we've encountered. She hadn't seemed to draw too much attention to herself yet. But who knows where she is now?
I personally haven't had enough meddling with fate. I think I'm good for a while.
Honestly, more than anything, I wonder if she managed to find Rictavio, because if our last run-in with Rictavio is to be believed, it seems that Esmeralda is the more tactful of the two, or at least the less risky. I almost wonder if her finding Rictavio might put her in more danger than she was already in. But that's assuming that she can find him at all.
Just got me thinking, is all.
Out of genuine curiosity, why was Rictavio so much of a dick? He was rude to each of you, but was pleasant with me. I had no soul. Weird friends to make.
I think I pushed him pretty hard, actually. I think I wanted a lot out of a stranger that he was not willing to give up. So I worry I had a hand in that.
Yeah, I definitely also got a little too curious with his belongings.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember that I...
I don't remember. Did you share that with the group?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
When I looked in the chest and it was...
I
someone
remember
had-
what you did. I didn't
Yeah.
remember. I didn't remember if you kept that to yourself or shared that with
No,
everyone.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I shared it.
Okay.
Didn't you take the clock thing too? In the wall?
What was the
The
clock?
arcane cord?
I still have this,
Oh.
and I'll pull the fucking explosive out of my bag.
I don't... Taking...
Yeah, you've read the Van Richten book. All of the diary entries and a lot of specific questions really led me to believe that it's not Rictavio. He's not Rictavio.
I don't think any of us for a minute believed what act he was putting on. Quite honestly, a shit bard.
But to live a lie, you have to believe it, and questioning it is not helpful, so kind of turned him off to the prospect.
Well, and I doubt us collapsing his tower helped any. Or at least, well, not his tower, but where he decided to set up shop.
Technically, that wasn't our fault.
Yeah,
Aye.
technically, definitely not.
But you make a fair point. So we will note that.
She kind of chuckles to herself. Honestly, when we lay it all out, I guess it's not too surprising that he didn't really trust us.
I thought we had similar goals. Himself, I believed him to be a vampire hunter trying to avenge his son's death. And us trying to remove the one vampire ruining this area. Thought those were very easy goals to align ourselves on, but I guess not.
She kind of pauses for a moment. She looks away. I almost wonder if it was less a difference of goals and more if we're right and Rictavio truly was Van Richten. It seems that perhaps with the exception of maybe emotional reactions, it seems that he's a very calculated hunter. He has a reputation for being very tactful and very careful in his approach. I almost wonder if our methods were aversive to him. I don't think anyone would describe our antics as particularly careful or calculated.
They're progressive.
You sit on a plan and never act, nothing gets done.
The one person he's let in, and apparently quite some time, immediately spilled all of his aliases. So, can't imagine he was quick to trust anyways. He was like 5 or 6 in a row, right?
Yep. Although to her, she didn't know you had context for it. She just thought, she was like, have you heard of any of these men?
Yeah.
By the way, that's where you guys met this ugly mug. So there's good times.
Where you met what?
That's where my mask.
That's where his mask broke. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh. Look.
Irina kind of chuckles and then turns to the group. Yeah, the mask was nice while it lasted, wasn't it?
Certainly aged a few days since.
I'm going to deflate and walk ahead of the group.
She kind of like, as you pass by, kind of gives you like a shove, like playful.
Yeah.
Still,
Dick.
that was cold.
She kind of sees Alistair react the way he does. She turns and she kind of whispers under her breath, I'll leave the lighthearted comments to Stan, I guess. All right. So you guys continue down the path.
Once the conversation drops, I'm going to shadow Alistair next to Irina and have him walk with her.
She's gonna kind of
She
look.
can deal with him.
She's gonna kind of look at him. He's gonna kind of look at her, and they're gonna just kind of like. She kind of nods to herself, and he just kind of looks ahead and walks along. All right, you guys once again trudge your way through the rain, the mud, heading east. The forest presses in thick on either side until as the sky starts to darken, you come towards a break off in the road that appears to separate the trees enough that you can see worn, broken cobblestone heading south into the woods.
Is this us?
This is you guys.
Yeah. I think this is where we said we would probably go this direction. Or no, we said we were gonna go well, or that we were gonna decide when we got here. That we were gonna go a little further and then down, or were we gonna go down this path, I think. Right?
I think this is where we said we were going to make up our mind, because there is a chance that Vistani camp is no longer there.
Yeah.
That Rictavio destroyed the entire thing.
Yeah.
But we did pre-warn them. Hey, yo, there's a giant angry man with a tiger outside your camp. So yeah, I think we pick approach here. Either way, we said we were cutting through woods at one point just to test waters.
Correct.
Literally.
Basically, your options are either you can head south here and have a more direct route towards Argynvostholt, and then you can cut from there through about a mile of forest to try and intersect with this path here, and then head south into Berez, or you can do the opposite and head down the path that's meant for Berez and try and cut through the forest to Argynvostholt and back, and then go south again.
Seeing the vision dream from Irina, looks like if we're going to get to Argynvostholt, it's through this path here, not the other way around.
Well, then let's take this one.
Sounds good to me.
All
I
right.
trust both of your judgment.
I only wanted to go to the camp to see how Casimir was doing.
Oof. I guess we know how he's doing now.
I'll take the next lighthearted chap.
Irina, Sten, we going to have to fight a ghost dragon, or will this be the more friendly approach?
Well, we'll look at Irina and then back to Alistair. We only caught in the moment. Nothing after.
Irina kind of looks down the path and turns around. I don't know. I just know what happened historically, I think. I don't know of what it's become.
Irina had Arbonair I'm sure that's no surprise, but you wanted to go ahead, just in case there's someone with a feeling and a memory. That could be a little safer.
She kind of nods a little bit. I can lead. I don't have a problem with that. It is starting to get dark, though. Do you guys want to push, or do you want to settle and then make the push the next day? Because the next day, I believe, if I remember correctly,
Oh, 6 gets us there.
6 gets you to the castle.
Ah.
So you have one more full day of travel.
Well, seeing as we have no idea what's down this path, it might be prudent to rest here.
Yeah. Sten, you're also looking pretty rough still. I think it would do you well to rest.
Sten, I think you look great.
Thank you for your ever-ending compliments, to you.
Of course. I'm just looking out for you.
Hey, Irina.
Yes?
I know you have a vast distaste for magic, but may I try a bit of a parlor trick with you?
What kind of parlor trick?
Similar to this, and I'll use prestidigitation to just make like tiny little sparks in my hand.
Are you going to set me on fire?
No, just same spell used in a different context that I don't know if it'll work, but won't be harmful.
Okay. It's not permanent.
No, it should only be about an hour.
Okay. Then I'm willing to give it a shot.
I don't want to startle her, so Marina has dark hair, right?
Yes, she has black hair. She dyed it.
I don't know what hair color she has trauma with. I'm gonna reach out and try and turn her hair purple.
Okay.
Because I can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or a surface for 1 hour, and I can change non-living material.
Yeah.
Hair is technically dead cells.
No, we'll take it. I'll take that. So you make her hair purple. It works. She looks at it. She goes, "Oh, bold."
I didn't know which she would prefer, so I went something outrageous. But should we need it for a disguise, or you to convince a ghost dragon that you're a friend?
Well, we'll have to do it again, I imagine. If you said it only lasts an hour, but I'm not opposed to the idea.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
so not ready to fight a fucking dragon.
We can't fight a dragon. It's gonna be a friend. I'm by sad.
Well, a dragon without its head is probably not so scary.
No, I think that's more scary.
All right.
How does it breathe fire?
Kind of wondering the same thing.
Do we want to... is there anything anyone wants to do before a long rest?
Did it?
Cool.
Updated the notes. Got a chance to use the word exsanguinated. You never get to use that in these days.
That's true. That's true. I need 1 count on the tingle tally for both of you.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is there anything
Now I
else?
don't know.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do before long rest time?
Cry.
Research tingle tally.
All right.
I'm going to cast Identify on the ring just so I know everything about it once everyone's kind of settled in.
Cool. you do so, it is a ring of warmth. It is in your inventory. It keeps you warm. You cannot do cold. You cannot get cold.
I also think you already did that. I think you had him reach out. Like that was a whole thing.
I vaguely remember that.
But either way, you have resistance to cold damage, and anything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperature. It is down as low as -50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Does Mim count?
Damn.
I'm gonna attune to that before I go to bed.
Cool.
But does Mim count?
All right.
This is important stuff. What? Why are you ignoring me?
Tiny hut goes up. Everyone's gonna get a long rest. Do you want to take a quick bathroom break while we do the long rest?
Sorry, I've been looking at stuff.
No worries.
I'll do it when we come back. I can do it when we come back.
We don't have to do a bathroom break.
I'm hunky dory.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna use the restroom then. I'll be right back. All right, let me put the music back on.
Before we all go to bed,
Yes.
I want to make a tree
Okay.
using Performance of Creation, pretty close to where we're bedding down.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a tree that kind of looked like Mim's vision when we had the Huntress. That,
Okay.
like, little tree house. But I want to put like a lot of dancing, like fairy lights on it and stuff.
How big is the tree?
As big as large is that?
Okay,
How
so it'll
many
go
is that?
outside of the tiny hut.
Oh, I already want to be outside of Tiny Hut.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But because it, actually, this specifically wouldn't cast light. It would be an illusion of light, so it wouldn't give off any light. So yeah, definitely light.
Cool.
Have lights on them. Yeah, I want like a kind of like a twisting. I don't know what her tree looked like, but like a twisting kind of fey tree that really winds. That's like it almost has a natural staircase where you're like, I need to put a tree house in there. And then I think we only got the interior of her tree. So
Well, you guys kind of saw some of the exterior during the vision because you saw her fly up into it. So you saw it briefly.
My dinner with my friends was in that vision, right?
Yes, but that was to Nick's point. That was inside.
No. Oh. Well, it wasn't initially, but
Well,
Yeah.
the dinner's in the treehouse, right?
right. But I have like a little patio.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
okay, then I'll
news to
include
me.
a patio. I'll include a patio.
Yeah.
This is important context.
new.
I was gonna say I've totally described windows that you went to go look outside, so I totally pictured this.
And I do have windows, but yeah.
But,
I also.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just realized earlier this session, I totally picture Shadow Alistair with no mouth. Like just
Oh, that's
in my brain.
that's uncomfy.
Like
but
just because he's very heartlessy in my brain, you know, like eyes and kind
Yeah.
of the same shape, but not full facial features. But anyway, that was a side note. Nick, go ahead. Sorry.
Terrifying. Yeah, just a twisting tree, really vibrant green leaves with hanging lights kind of dancing around it.
Yeah.
Just want something fun to look at.
All right. You start your low hum, and roots start to twist and grow out of the ground and grow up into this tree, and lights start twinkling and hanging from it. It sticks out like a sore fucking thumb amongst the rest of the forest, which is all these barren, spindly, creepy trees. But definitely kind of lightens the atmosphere a little bit. No pun intended.
Yeah. Just kind of
Would I have
stare
been
at that.
asleep during this, or
It's probably right after Tiny Hut was cast, so I'm not exiled.
that's fair?
So you'd see it, yeah.
My home. Wait, can it?
You can touch this. You can interact with it. Although I'm
But
sure
if
it's
I
not the same size tree as the one you're from, so it's probably a way smaller house.
It's gonna be great. That's amazing. I mean, I don't want to. I can come back in Tiny Hut, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in and kind of hang out in my little house for a little bit and kind of. This is so cool.
You guys have never seen Mim zip so fast other than for an emergency. Like, the tree grows, she sees it, she gasps, and she's fucking gone. Like, Acme Shadow, burst of smoke, gone. Like, meow. Just zip up into the tree, and then she's, like, hummingbirding around the tree, like, just, like, appreciating all the different angles of the treehouse and stuff.
Would my is it just the treehouse, or are there things like in the treehouse that would appear with it? Like my friends that were having dinner.
No, because I can only make like a thing. I'm kind of like morphing the wood into the treehouse. It's not separate.
That makes sense.
The tree is almost grown in a treehouse-like structure.
Yeah. Obviously enough though that I could shape of my. Yay, that's so fun. I love that.
I just needed something to remind me of home.
But that's my home.
It's funny, it kind of looks a little bit like mine.
Wait, do you live in a tree too at home?
We live next to a lot of trees.
I feel like we don't know a lot about Sten, right? Above table real fast. Like we've never really talked to you about.
Early on, I think Sten kind of dodged a couple questions, and people haven't really dug since.
Yeah. Okay.
We quite literally only know his nightmares,
Yeah.
which is kind
Yes.
of fun.
Actually, you guys, he described a little bit his hometown. Like, he described, like, some key features of his hometown. I think those are the only two things.
Mm-hmm. Sten, do you have people back or other Herringons back home?
Yeah, there's people too.
Uh, who are there? People you miss?
Even more than miss, I worry about.
Oh my God, is Sten like a father of like a bunch of little rabbit children?
Uh-oh.
Sten, are you a dad?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, we're gonna get you home real fast.
No, Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. So who do you worry about?
Just, a few close friends. Do you believe in dreams, Mim? The power of a dream?
What do you mean by power of a dream? Like, my
If you can
hope?
think it, it can come
Or
true.
like, oh. I don't know. Actually.
I do. But that also means I have to be available to the idea that if I have a bad dream, that could also come true.
Well, do you also, though, believe that, like... Sten, you have the power to actually go into dreams and kind of shape them, right?
Just only recently, I've been trying to figure out, the day I got here, I was running away from the idea that I was just imagining things.
Oh.
And in order to understand what I was dreaming, I've been thinking so hard about it, I can step outside my own dream, almost.
What do you mean by that?
I can entirely shape my dream.
Mm-hmm.
And know about it from beginning to end, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal clear as we're talking now, and I wanted to try and to see if that would happen with other people. And I was able to influence Alistair's dream. Although... And I'll look around to see if he's nearby.
I'd be in tiny hut.
I didn't do it very genuinely.
not very... In what way not very genuine?
I lied to him.
Oh.
Very heavy lie, I think.
It seems to be weighing on you a little bit.
Got a lot of things weighing on me. Do you remember where I found this cape?
How long in-game has it been? Since we started?
Probably about since you started, like a little over 2 weeks, I think. Maybe almost 3 now.
Vaguely I remember. But you can
cave?
tell me again. Yeah.
And the big bugs outside.
Yes. Oh yeah, the rust ones. Yeah, they rusted one of my swords.
The nightmare I was having was my friends turning to stone. And I worry, especially after seeing Casimir, that it's not actual stone. That maybe instead of rocks, it's just not moving. All of them. But like dreams, I couldn't see their faces. I couldn't remember what their faces looked like. So I went to go ask for help, and then I didn't get any answers I liked. And then I ended up here, making new friends and constantly putting them in danger. Getting
Wait,
closer to that idea.
You're not Hold on a second, Sten. You're not putting us in danger. We're in danger just being here, and you're helping put us in safer places. Okay? Moving on from that point, were your friends actually turned to, like, still in real life, or was that part of a dream that you had, and then you left the dream? Not the dream. You woke up.
It's a dream, but it's a worry.
Yeah,
More I
a real
think about
worry.
it. But, I don't know, Mim, I painted a big target on me that's bigger than me. It's enveloped the whole group. I pretty much challenged Strahd the moment we walked into the castle. I didn't play his game. And the further we meet with him, the more I put my foot down, the higher the likelihood, especially now, that I do think it's my fault. We all have a desire to leave, but no one had a desire to confront Strahd in that way.
After we went into the castle, things were okay with Strahd. But the thing that really pushed over the edge was after we reconsecrated the Thane, the Yesterhill. And that was all of our choices. So we all pissed him off.
Well, I had some conversations with him that were not savory. And then I left him a note.
I don't think you told us about the note, right?
No, nobody in character knows about the note but Sten.
What did the note say, Sten?
We're not your puppet. And I left a doll that I bought from Blinsky's shop of Strahd on the throne with that note.
Oh.
I signed it my name, but
You know, feel like you could have signed my name too. And probably everybody else's. Maybe not Andar's, but maybe Andar's.
Thanks, Mim.
Yeah. I wouldn't... I mean...
So, if you're wondering why no one was getting hit today, but me, I'm sure there's more to come of that.
Well, it's a good thing that... Well, I guess it's a good thing he didn't sign our names. Because now we can help protect you. Because he deserved that. Like, your note was well-deserved. Maybe it wasn't, like, the cleverest... I mean, it's clever, but maybe not, like, the best way to do it. But I think
was
it'll
mad.
be fine. Yeah.
We were all fighting so much about secret letters.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be a banal joke to send him a letter because he didn't give me one. But I'm not ready to find the words I need to say to Alistair, because I like that he trusts me so much. So if you could please not tell him.
I won't tell him, but I do think you should eventually come clean. I think he'd forgive you.
In time.
Also, though, I just want to go back because you said something about, you know, you're being afraid of the dreams and the dreams being ratty and your friends turning to stone. But you can go in and control your own dreams in a way, and you can go and intercept and control other people's dreams. And if you believe that dreams can become reality, then you should also believe that you yourself can help direct and guide your own fate. And your choices can also impact that.
Sure, but why would I make a bad dream?
Well, I'm not saying you... I think bad things will happen. Bad dreams will happen. Bad things in real life will happen. But all we can do is react in a way. I feel like your bad dreams might be able to happen and in real life, but then the things that we do to react can help change it and make fate better in a way.
I appreciate it, Mim. This is here for another 3.5 hours.
Woo!
Don't turn back.
Wait. 10. And I'm gonna go up to you and I'm gonna hug you. And I'm gonna say, you're one of my best friends in the whole entire wide world. Okay? And you are good. You're very good. Nobody evil or mean or bad would, or who would intentionally hurt their friends or anything, would do something like this.
Thanks, Mim. I think I'm selfish. I'm fighting to get back to that. And I'm pretending it's going to help everybody, yeah?
I think the only reason I'm not selfish is because I realized that there really isn't a lot to go back home to myself. Besides being in an evil land with an evil, like, dictator, I've made really good friends, and Like, I think I would be selfish if I also had things like you maybe had. I think everybody here would be. We all started kind of selfish, actually. I'm not justifying what you're saying. I'm just saying it's okay to be selfish. And I think ultimately underneath it, you're good. And you're aware of it. And if you don't like being selfish, then maybe self-reflect a little.
I'll take accidentally good for now.
There you go.
Thanks.
Accidentally good. And definitely not a puppet.
You can put my name on that contract of yours if you want.
Okay. That's cool.
Good night.
Cool. Good night.
I totally pictured that entire conversation as Sten looking up at the balcony and Mim talking down and kind of like hanging over the edge and saying stuff and whatever. And then like when she flew down, just like zip hug. That was cool. All right. Anyone else want to do anything before you guys bed down? Cool. You guys get another long rest? I'm gonna try and move us ahead because I know we've got a limited time before we gotta call it today. You guys wake on up. It's still raining. It's still muddy. It's been days of this. Not only is it clear that this isn't gonna let up and the fog's gonna be thick wherever you go, but also it's been oddly quiet. It is strange that you've traveled this far and only run into one thing on the road. But you guys pack up your things. You start heading into the woods onto this broken cobblestone path that's become overgrown with weeds and grass, spindly cat tails. And you spend the better part of the day working your way along this winding path through the forest. It's a little better considering that the stone is broken and segmented, tilted in places, but it has prevented a decent amount of the mud from sucking at your feet, which is a relief, although the texture and the broken stone is definitely still not the easiest to walk on. It's an improvement from the full sucking weight of the mud that's caked your feet for the last few days. And it takes you the majority of the day, but as evening begins to fall, you come around the corner and ahead of you, you see the vision of a castle.
Ooh.
Standing in the fog, part of its side collapsed, stone littering the ground. High above the river valley, just a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion, its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed as part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture in the back. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. And you can see, standing in front of the castle, although in this image it's backwards, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon, its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east towards the mansion and the front doors of the castle. Oh, hold on. The stream didn't see the castle.
No.
There. So you guys have reached the gates of Argynvostholt.
Are we going closer to that thing still? Or are we gonna hang out here? How dark is it?
It's getting dark.
Ironically, I really think it's the safest place around.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself.
All right. A fair bet.
Who's good at tinkering with things? I'll show you this spot, but I might need help with the mechanism.
I can, or Mim could give it a go. She's pretty good with locks and things.
Yeah. Sorta. Yes.
All right. You guys make your approach to the castle itself. And you can see that there's a winding path around the dragon statue facing the castle.
No, I think... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just have a real quick DM question.
Of course.
This ring says wall worn. Does it have to be worn on a finger, or can I put it on a necklace?
It does have to be worn on a finger.
I'm also gonna slip that on.
Sten, roll me an investigation check at advantage because of the dream.
Okay. +7. Ugh, 18 total.
18 total.
Yeah.
You, recalling from the dream, crouch down and look where the soldier had bent over. And you find a little panel that slides out of the way. And as you slide out of the way, you see that there is the remains of what was once a lever, but the actual handle has been broken off, and there's just a base built into the base of the statue. It does not appear operable.
It's broken.
Oh.
I don't know if it's broken on or broken off.
It's facing the door. Oh, there we go. I was like, there was a weird shadow on there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix it. I don't know why they use certain wall. This guy does a really good job with his maps, but there are things that he can use for some of these that he doesn't. I don't understand why, but I'm fixing it.
To be honest, I'm a little scared to test it.
Is there a stick on the ground nearby?
There's some sticks, yeah.
I want to grab the biggest stick I can find that I can carry. That's not like too heavy.
Cool.
Mim,
And I
what's
want to
your
throw it. What?
what's your plan?
Well, why don't I just throw it in front of the dragon thing and see if it fires at that?
We might be able to do this a little bit safer. You are good with locks, yes?
Yeah.
I could help you, and we could use some of these, and I'll pull out the gun barrel and trigger mechanism.
Okay.
We might be able to put something together here.
To fix the lever? Or the thing?
That's precisely what I'm thinking.
Okay, let's try it. I hope it doesn't explode.
I will assist Mim in the rolls.
All right.
Yay.
Let's see. What would this be? Roll me.
Before you get really into it, Let me inspire you. A little bit of music.
I guess
I'll
roll
provide
me
moral support from way back here. Thank you.
a check with your. Well, I guess Alistair, you had your. What was your tinker check based off of?
It was my wisdom proficiency.
All right, then that's what we'll use. Roll me a wisdom check. At advantage, yes, a wisdom check at advantage because Alistair's assisting.
Well, then I might not be good at. I'm not good at doing this then.
That's okay.
Well, then why am I doing it?
It's okay. Just
You said at advantage, right?
yes, because Alistair's assisting.
Roll. Okay.
And it won't be a saving throw. It'll just be a check. But either way,
Oh, sorry. That's weird. I thought I hit.
you're all good. It's still a +1, so you're fine. So it is a 19. So you do manage to finagle the handle into place and kind of get the gear in a way that you think you could get it to work. You just don't have a way to attach it with a 19.
You could still use Bardic
did.
Inspiration die.
Inspire.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
D8 because it's an ability check. You roll that at advantage too.
Hey.
There you go.
Is it gonna add them together if I do this? I don't know.
Cool. 21.
All right, 21. You do manage to click it into place, and you have a semi-functioning handle. It's not great. It doesn't seem like it's super stable. You probably won't be able to use it very long, but you can definitely get it to turn for at least a little bit.
Ryan, for your context, I've removed the trigger mechanism and gun barrel from my inventory.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, I communicate, of course, that what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We got there in the end.
Well, for now.
All right.
Then did it seem like somebody need to hold it while others pass through, or?
The soldier just walked over and walked back. I think. Am I remembering that right, Irina?
Yeah. They just went and knelt by it, and then returned to rank.
So maybe it's timed?
Okay.
Mim, since you're face deep in it, roll me an investigation check.
Okay. $21.
All right, with the 21, you can see that the lever actually has 3 sort of settings.
Oh, great.
Where it's attached, it appears to be up, and then there's a middle and a down, and it seems like part of why it snapped is that the down seems to be more rusted than the center. It seems like most of the wear was in the first 2 positions.
Ah. Can you prestidigitation rust? Rust off of something?
I'd allow it.
I don't have prestidigitation. I just use my friends for prestidigitation.
I can try it.
I would think, though, that if that's the rusted one that would have been used the most, that's probably the security measure, right? So maybe we don't even want that one. Right? What's the logic here, guys? And also, why is there a middle one? Why is there 3 spots?
On, timed, and off is my guess. Or armed temporary off. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Well, we have 3 options. Which one would we like to take?
Well, okay. So this is the front door, right? Like the front door.
So these two doors are the entrance, yeah.
Okay, so I guess if people are going in and out that belong there, you don't want it on because then they're just gonna get hit every time they come out. So then maybe the off is what is rust. But we really could just test this by just throwing a stick in front of it.
I don't 100% know that a stick will work, but we could try it.
Can you hit the doorstep? If it's to prevent people from going in?
I will be honest with you, I know I look strong, but I'm not super strong. So if somebody else wants to throw a large stick, that would work probably better than me wasting time and throwing a tiny twig. I
might be able to do you one better. And I'll unclip the crossbow from my back and shot a bolt at the door. Shoot a bolt.
There you go.
All right. Pung! The bolt impacts in the door and sticks.
Something tells me it has to be a humanoid.
Well,
I'll have Dr. Hugo land on that bolt that's sticking out of the door and flap his wings a bunch.
He does so.
Doctor Who for the win. Can I move the lever to the middle spot?
You can.
Oh
I
no.
do that.
All right.
No, not to do just because
You-
we have to test it.
Click it into place and roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay, perception. He's pretty good, so let's do the thing. Here we go. That is
Lovely.
okay. 16.
You hear it
16.
16.
from inside the statue.
Okay, it's making a ticking noise. I'm gonna turn it back to the other way, cause now I'm stressed.
Clicks back up, like ticking stop.
I think that this is the place. I think where you should go. I think we're fine. Yes. No promises. Don't listen to me. If we get hurt, my hands are clean.
Honestly,
Stop.
So we're not fine?
I don't know. I'm just nervous.
you guys go ahead. I kind of have an idea. Clearly there's a way to turn it off from inside, so maybe it's best to have it on once we're all in the door.
Well, I mean, we also have two people that have mage hand.
As Sten
put
steps
stalker
on that
things
upper
in.
step,
Motherfucker.
there's a shook, and one of the top step of the top plate of the staircase sinks in, and the dragon mouth opens and
I'd bolt and
Can I-
grab it.
hold on. You can grab it. What are you grabbing? You're grabbing the handle.
Yeah, I'm gonna force it to a different position.
Which position?
Second position!
Yeah, third position, the one that we haven't tested, right?
All right. You click it down to third position. Nothing appears to change. The maw still opens, and you hear this as this wind starts to bellow from the mouth. But all that comes out is a cold, frosty breeze that seems to blow Sten's hair back slightly and Mim's hair aside, and seems to go right past Irina and Andar. It goes on for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then the jaw hinges back into place.
It's
Oh, that was-
colder up here.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic. Can I try opening the door?
You can.
It's open, no lock. Okay, well I guess might as well go in.
Can I peer inside? Did it seem like this is just out of juice, or?
Yeah, you can roll me an investigation check. And Andar also roll me Arcana check.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Very nice.
1 by 1.
Plus 9 plus 10.
Hey.
Oh, let's go.
All right. Between the two of you, Alistair, you are able to piece together the mechanism by looking at it, and you see that the lever actually has 3 positions because the top is the default, which is set to basically have the trap activated as intended. If anyone steps, you can see that it is hooked up to a trigger mechanism, which you now know is the step. And if the trigger mechanism activates, then it activates the trap. Whereas the second position is a timed deactivation in which there's a limited amount of time before it will switch back into the default position. The reason the bottom is so rusted is that is actually a manual activation position, which would be used in terms of emergencies if someone were to come up and actually activate the statue manually. Well, as Andar, while you're here, you're nat 24 Arcana, you seeing the statue activate and the breeze come through, you realize that this was originally meant to be a Cone of Cold spell, but it seems that the spell has either been used too many times or over the years has lost its oomph, its chutzpah, and now has essentially just descended to, it's still, the mechanism still functions, but most of the evocation magic has been drained from the statue.
I think we're pretty safe. Seems like it may be too old to function.
For Mim and Sten, as you guys walk up these flagstone steps, they're flanked by stone railings climbing to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argynvostholt. As you open the door and peer in, the room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders.
Irina, would you like a change of hair color?
If you think it'd be best.
That's a weird message. Sorry.
I don't really know, but I think it's worth a try. And if she is receiving to it, I will turn her hair auburn.
Oh, you turn it orange.
I turn it the color of the chick from the dream.
Yeah. She tenses up pretty fast. She goes, oh. Okay. And her knuckles turn stark white as her fist clenches hard.
I figured she wouldn't like it.
She gets very ashen as the color kind of drains from her face, but she puts on she kind of sets her lip and sets her jaw, and her diplomat mode turns on, and she steps inside.
Any of the portraits are that blonde-haired dude?
The tapestry is.
Tapestry is? Okay.
Can I?
Then go ahead.
Go. No, I was just saying, I just want to roll for perception just to make sure, do I feel safe walking further into here? Do I feel like there's gonna be a trap or something?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. And then Stan, what were you saying?
I'll just point out to that tapestry towards everyone and be like, that's the dragon. Argynvost.
With a 28, this room appears to be clear. It's quiet. You don't hear any signs of movement or anything.
I'm confident. There's so many doors.
I'm gonna take out the sword for light and also unleash shadow to have Shadow Alistair here.
All right.
Unleash the shadow.
And whoop.
Then I will do aura for sword.
Also,
Yes.
no, I just
You cut out. Oh, your whole computer. Please hold. Sasha's computer had a freak out. No, you're still cut. Did we lose internet? We had a power surge, I think. Hello? I think we had a power surge. Because you flipped and I've lost internet. Still supposed to be on. Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
We died. I think there
Should
was
we leave
a.
it there? The gates of Argynvostholt.
We can.
Because otherwise, I'm going to want to explore too much, and then I think I'll blow past my time.
That's fair. I'm really excited about Argynvostholt. I think we had a power. I think we had a power surge. Everything flipped. Her whole computer reset, and then we lost internet because I think our router lost power. Is what I think happened.
That's pretty quick uptime, though. Jeez.
We've got a really nice router, but it was literally just like a surge. Like we didn't lose power. Her computer lost power, but I think it was. Honestly, I should get our electrical checked. Is what I'm wondering. But anyway, are you back, Sasha?
Yeah. Also, Nick, you sent the 2 gifts to the Guildcraft SN.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did.
Yes, you did. You absolutely did.
You know what?
Good.
I'm gonna keep them there.
They should have been tuning in.
That's funny.
I just noticed that Andy was the other laugh reaction gif.
It's the one I just sent has zero context.
Zero context at all.
Like at least the Pedro Pascal Nick Cage, that's fine. That's you can send that anytime. You're like, yeah, fun.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
All right. Well, do we want to call it there then? Because I know Nick has to go soon, and
I think that's a safe bet because we're gonna want to explore.
Yeah, Argynvost is big. I wanted to get you guys there, but we had some really cool roleplay stuff today, so I wasn't gonna speed you guys through that. And I swear, like on a half joking, half serious note, no matter what I prep, you guys always manage to do other things. Because I was like, I had prepped last session, I had prepped Berez mostly, and then I was like, okay, like, well, they'll probably head to Berez or whatever. And then you guys, let's go to the Wizard of Wines. I'm like, all right, go in there. And then I'm like, last time you're like, okay, we're gonna go to Argynvostholt. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll prep some stuff along the way. We'll get to Argynvostholt. I'll make sure Argynvostholt is prepped so they have timed it because I have no idea how far they're gonna get through it. We barely got there. Very funny. I'm for it though.
Also,
It's fun.
I'm just going to leave disguise self up as Sten at all points in time. I think I've been him more than myself in this entire campaign.
That's definitely not true, but to be fair, it is very funny. But yeah, cool. Then honestly, we'll leave it there. You guys have arrived at the great Argynvostholt. I'm excited. I think this is a cool place.
They say it gets colder.
I can't think of the words next.
Buckle up now, wait till you get older.
Judging by the hole in the satellite picture.
Adam's like, I'm so done with this shit. All right.
What?
Well, thank you guys for playing. I'm sorry that we had kind of a sudden cut at the end, but this will be a good starting point for next time.
You gotta leave it just like that in the posted video. Just boom. What happens next?
Tune in next time on Curse of Strahd. Oh my god.
But I don't want to open the door.
Open the door.
We're gonna need the VO for that.
But I don't want to open the door. All right.
Next time.
Well, thank you guys for playing. I will see you guys. Are we all good for next week, or does anyone have anything going on?
I'll be gone.
Damn.
Aw.
Damn. All right. Well, then, what does that put us at? That puts us at...
Daylight savings. Remember, change your clocks forward an hour so you don't miss stream on March the 10th.
Let's go. March the 10th. Anybody have any issues with March the 10th?
There's something.
Mario Day?
That's
Mario.
funny.
Did you beat that?
And then the 24th, I know we won't be able to do. And I presume probably not the 31st, because I imagine Nick will probably want to celebrate his birthday and not get up early for D&D on that Sunday. So that'll be... So it looks like we'll have the 10th and the 17th in March.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
Oi, St. Patty's Day.
oh, we should. Yep.
We're all gonna come wearing green.
Everyone needs to be Sten.
The entire rest of the session is going to be done in Irish accents. And for every time we get a nat 1, we drink a shot of Guinness.
Oh boy.
Oh no. No.
Exploring the halls of Argynvostholt.
I is a silver dragon and I need to do photo war.
You're seeing the order of the paladin dragon thingy? What are you saying?
Ah, the silver dragon, no, the silver dragon. Back to the land of Barovia.
So there I was in Barovia trying to find the order of the something dragon.
Order the silver dragon.
Oh, the silver dragon.
The silver dragon. The silver dragon and the silver flagons. All right.
Okay.
Well, now that we're through culturally appropriating that accent. Cool. Well, thank you guys for playing. Adam and Nick, don't forget to remind me when you guys use high level spells for your tingle tally.
What was that?
Amazing.
I love that.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks for playing, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Incredible. All right. Let me stop recording.